and Rima, 6 till 10. News.
Well, before we get to the big commie takeover, because that's what's going on in America right now.
Yes.
The commies are taking over. Before we get there, let's start with Mayor Jones and the press conference yesterday about Kanye West and what's happening with all. Get everybody up to speed on that. So basically she admitted yesterday that they don't really have a way to stop Kanye's concert, which that's correct. They don't have a way of doing that because that's a violation of the First Amendment. But then she said they're going to violate the First Amendment. After saying we're going to respect the Constitution, then she said we're going to violate the First Amendment because, first of all, we're going to tell him what he can and cannot sell. We're also going to tell him what songs he can and cannot perform. Again, violation of the First Amendment by a government official and a government. Let me just once again explain why this is going on. It's not Kanye, guys. It is not. This is opening the door because you got to think about how politicians think, okay? Politicians, we run from story to story. In this business, story to story. Each story, it's another story. It's another story. It's another story. Politicians don't think that way. Politicians do building blocks. They're either building on top, which is what the communists in America are doing right now, and they're being very successful at it, or they're tearing these blocks down bit by bit. They are not going from story to story. This story for Gina Jones and the others is not about Kanye West. That's what she's talking about, but it's not about him. This is about future control of speech by a governmental entity known as the San Antonio Municipal Government. That's what this is. When she says we're going to control the songs he can sing and we're going to control the music and whatever else he's going to sell, T-shirts and stuff like that, she's not thinking about him. Let me tell you yesterday what the CEO of the Jewish Federation said during the press conference, Craig Berkowitz. He said, we must continue this conversation. We must look at concerts and events going forward.
Right.
So Jones, the mayor, said we need a better process going forward, okay? It's easy to hate on Kanye, and I don't like his stuff either. Again, I think of him 0 minutes a day. But this is beyond Kanye West, guys. This is not just about his anti-Semitic bull crap that he puts out there, and that's what it is. It's bull crap. This is about controlling what future events and future speech will be allowed in San Antonio. Let me give you an example. Who is Hitler in America right now?
Who is Hitler in America?
Yeah. Donald Trump.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's what they claim.
Donald Trump is Hitler in America. Well,
right.
But
you're right.
They have branded him as Hitler in America.
Yeah, he mentioned that in New York yesterday. He was talking about Graham Plattner. But you're right. He's Hitler. He's been Hitler for over a decade.
Do you think Gina Jones or any of the others in downtown San Antonio will allow Hitler to speak at the Alamo Dome should MAGA have a gigantic rally at the Alamo Dome? Of course not. That's what this is about. The RNC coming to San Antonio.
Right.
At Project Marvel when it's completed and having the RNC there? Absolutely not. We can't have the RNC there. Republican National Convention, Nationwide Convention. We can't have that here because that's a bunch of Hitler guys. You see what I'm saying here, guys? This is not about Kanye. This is opening the door to further control by a governmental body, because this is how politicians think. This is in their mind. How am I going to stop an RNC from coming here or a MAGA convention or anything that I'm opposed to?
Right.
Future concerts. Ted Nugent coming to can't have Ted Nugent at the Alamo Dome, can we? No freaking way.
He was on with Pags yesterday. You can't have that Nazi going having a concert.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what this is about. You have to get out of the mindset of fire here and fire here and fire. I got to put this fire out and put that fire out. You got to think about it globally and what they are doing, just like they have built this coalition of communists that took over New York City last night, and the state of New York, by the way, being taken over by communists. Who one of them, her name is Dari, of course, Darazilia Avila Chevalier. I forgot. Here's a tweet from her from December of 2019. I forgot to get napkins, so I just wiped my hands on the American flag that was there. This is what these people think. So, again, as much as we'd like to say Kanye sucks, and he does, and Kanye's got some terrible ideas, and he's anti-Semite, and he is, and all those things we can say about him, this is not about him. This is about saying, okay, we're establishing a precedent here and a pretext going forward.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of that. I mean, they kind of also couched it in, this general anti-capitalism. Jalen, not all money is good money. Riccardi on Jack and 60 yesterday was talking about Trump and how this is really about Trump. Again, you listen to, they don't have the votes in the council to do a public vote. They knew he was coming months ago. Because I agree with you. Okay, it's about normalization. It's about normalizing the idea of the San Antonio government, or as you said, in New York and Maryland and where all these other contests went on, and they were quite successful. And they are communists. You're right. Socialism is kind of a soft word to use for, nicer sounding word for communism.
I'll read their stuff to you. So.
Right. So, the idea is to normalize this business of, saying to Nazis, you can't have a public forum. I mean, I was really kind of shocked about the whole, song thing and what he can sell and all that stuff. I thought that was interesting. But it is the idea that you want to get people, just like in COVID, right? We normalize the idea of the government telling you how you can move around and where you can go. This is the same thing. It's normalizing the idea through this characterization of Hitler that the government, whether it's a local government, a city council, or the federal government, can roll in and start dictating to you. And it's really about Trump, and it's really about MAGA and shutting them down. It's so freaking obvious. But again, if you're a moron, you know what I mean? If you're a low-info moron, you probably think this is great. Yeah, shut that guy down. He's a Nazi. Yeah, well, the RNC, shut them down. They're all Nazis. How many videos have we seen of these militant types who are all young people who are all about military violence and they're fine with, killing Nazis because they're Nazis? Surely they're fine with silencing people like Ted Nugent, like all manner of Republicans who will show up here for the RNC. You're right. It's all about normalizing that idea. And plus, as you say, thinking 3 or 4 steps down the road to what they want to accomplish, actually. But it ain't about Kanye, and I actually like a couple of his songs. It's not about him, though, at all. It's because, again, if it was about him, they'd have taken on this battle months ago, man.
Well, look, bottom line is, if a government's going to decide what free speech is or what free speech, where it should apply, that is completely subjective. It has to be a zero-sum game, so it applies to everybody in all circumstances. You cannot have government officials such as a Gina Jones or any of the others saying, you get free speech, you don't. You get free speech, you don't. That's not how free speech works. Either you have it or you don't. And the Constitution is very clear that the government cannot restrict your free speech. It's very clear on that.
And they know that.
And the Supreme Court and other courts have done that or attempted to do that throughout the years. Well, they may know that, but that's not how they're going to practice.
No.
Because they want to pick and choose who can say what, where, and when, and how. In fact, I got a text from a former police officer who said in 1983 the city was forced to let the KKK march through downtown and had provided 300 officers for protection. I was one of those cops on the march having to protect these clowns. The city tried to stop them, but it couldn't. Again, it was the First Amendment, just as Trey has been saying. That is what it is. It is the First Amendment. I don't like, again, I'm not protecting or defending Kanye West. He's a a-hole. He's a jerk for what he has said, no doubt about it. But this is precedent setting. It is a pretext for these people who are in power right now, and they'll stay in power in San Antonio, by the way.
Yeah, well, I agree. And the reason I bring up that they're aware of the constitutionality of it is because you realize how insidious it truly is. Because they know what they're doing. They're absolutely aware of the idea that they're trying to shut down free speech.
Gina knows.
Gina and all manner of these kind of people in this country. They absolutely know it's unconstitutional.
Absolutely.
Which makes it worse.
Well, they don't care. They don't care about the Constitution. Right. The Constitution, as Barack said, is just a piece of paper with words on it. That's what he said. And he's their God. And so he looks at the Constitution as just being a piece of paper with words on it. And it's a living document. We can change it whenever we want to.
They're a bunch of old rich white guys. They didn't know nothing.
It's a living document. Which means it doesn't mean anything. We can change it whenever we want to. So these guys are trying to set a pretext to say, we will decide who can say what in the city of San Antonio. Because I guarantee you, there are a lot of people on the left that I disagree with, right? Obviously, you disagree with, right? Right? That we wouldn't want to have at the Alamo Dome or anywhere else. It's not up to us.
Well,
right?
You go back to Skokie, Illinois, and the KKK rallies of that day, and again, kind of the same thing here in San Antonio. They wanted to shut it down and prevent them, but they couldn't constitutionally. Okay, when I read about that as a young person, I said, well, here's how you properly respond to something like that. You give them an empty street to walk down. It's the same thing with anybody else that you may think is a horrible person and shouldn't be allowed to speak publicly. You give them an empty room. You give them an empty street. But you sure as hell don't start asking the government to roll in and shut it down for you. And they're not doing it because they care about your ears or your whatever, your sensibilities. They're doing it for political reasons.
And it's beyond asking the government. It's the government saying we're going to do
we're
this.
We're going to do it anyway. I'm sorry.
That's okay. And they have no pretext to be able to do it. So now the pretext starts with incrementalism. We're going to tell him what songs he can do. Show me your set list.
Sure. Yeah.
Show me your set list.
It's pretty dark.
Right? So think of a conservative who may come play the Alamo Dome, and then they will say, show me your set list. Because we, Gina Jones, the mayor, I decide what songs you perform. Think about that. Think about how chilling that is. We got a break.
Yeah.
Think about how chilling that is. More Ware and Rima coming up. KTSA. Partly sunny with a high of 93 today. Right now, 78 KTSA.
Good morning. Got this road work on 35 southbound Schertz Parkway on down to FM 1518. This is now causing a 10-12 minute delay. 2 right lanes blocked. Stop and go from Fisher Road. Again, this is due to road work. I-10 upper level westbound North Frio Street to just past Calabria. 2 right lanes are closed. And 1604 westbound 281. We do have a stall now off to the shoulder. Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
The headlines the others miss. From Texas to the nation and around the world. Stay connected. News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 1071.
Hey, it's Sean. If your AC is struggling, my friends at John Wayne can help you fast. Call John Wayne for HVAC, plumbing, and electrical. One company for the whole house. You get straight answers and clear options with no pressure. Now, if you think you need a new AC system, get a free estimate from John Wayne. Especially if another company told you that you need a big repair or a full replacement, get a free second opinion from John Wayne. A second opinion can save you from replacing a system you might not need to replace. Plus, a free estimate helps you compare your options and make a smart decision. John Wayne can inspect your system, explain what's going on, and tell you what makes the most sense. They handle AC repairs and full replacements every day here in San Antonio. So call my friends at John Wayne or book an appointment online. Either way, it's easy to get on the schedule, and you can see these great coupon offers plus other current deals on the John Wayne website. Click coupons for details. Call them up today, 210-293-6700, or look them up online at johnwayne.com.
Well, if you're like most investors, you're probably a bit confused on what to do with your investment portfolio right now. There's been a lot of volatility. We've seen a big move in interest rates, a war, new technology being introduced, and rising inflation. Hey folks, this is Carl Eggers. You've heard me for over a decade on the Trey Ware Show. When I talk to listeners like you, the biggest issue I see when reviewing their portfolio is that there is no strategy or game plan. Without a game plan, it makes achieving your financial goals very difficult. It's probably time to schedule a free financial checkup with me. I'll personally analyze your current cash flow, your investments, and yes, even your tax return. There will not be a high-pressured sales pitch at this meeting, just a clear, concise conversation about your specific financial situation. We actively manage assets using unique, tailored investments, not cookie-cutter models or proprietary products. Give us a call at 210-526-0057 or visit us online at creatingricherlives.com.
CapTrust Financial Advisors is an investment advisor registered under the Investment Advisors Act of 1940 and does not render legal advice.
You wouldn't take someone else's prescription, so why take somebody else's supplements? Viome starts with a simple at-home test, then creates custom biotics and nutrients based specifically for your body. Personalized nutrition starts here. Go to Viome.com. Use code RADIO today.
Bjorn's has evolved. Our team's been bringing cutting-edge tech home for 50 years.
Come visit the Bjorn showroom on 281.
We'll show you how the future of technology can fit perfectly into your world. Because if it's technology,
it's at Bjorn's. Just Bjorn's.
Nobody builds a business without hearing a few reasons it won't work. Too risky, too crowded, too ambitious. But the people who move things forward usually hear those words first. Because growing a business takes more than optimism. It takes nerve, and eventually, a partner built for what's next. That's Next Rodeo. Big thinking, proven creative. for businesses still moving forward. Next Rodeo, the difference between the business you have and the business you want. Meet us at thenextrodeo.com.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
San Antonio's news, traffic, and weather station. News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 107.1.
Voodoo Child. Stevie Ray Vaughan. 622. We are Ware and Rima, KTSA.
Let's let's take what we were talking about with this press conference with the city council and Gino Ortiz and Yee, whatever the hell his name is, and what we're talking about here. Because let's take it to the next step. You look at what went down in New York, and you look at what went down even in Maryland, and where all these primary contests were going on, and you basically had, I think, 7 candidates kind of kissed by Mamdani that did very well. Socialists did very well. The name they use, socialists, did very well yesterday. And a lot of the old farts are kind of swept out of the incumbents. Okay, you've been saying it for years, and I agree with you, that we're really coming down to a battle royale between the good guys and the bad guys. The bad guys being the communists, and that is the proper word. The socialism is kind of a nice sounding word. Hey, I like doing stuff for people. I want to be socialist. I like people. I'm a good person. But it's really pure out communism. Actually, I take it to the next level. It's fascism. Okay, whatever clever ideology they attach to it, which is what communism does, it's really not about that at all. It's about control. That's all it is. Okay, and these are the people that want to control this country, the relatively few folks that would sit on top of that elite ladder, take all the money, just like in every other fascist state that's ever, been inflicted upon the human race. And frankly, MAGA, and frankly, people who love this country and love freedom. It's really coming down to that. And you're right. It's an incremental process. It's something you do over a period of years and decades, which they have been. And it's kind of interesting to watch. I mean, interesting in an unhappy way to watch this taking place. And, as for Trump in New York, PA yesterday at the Mack Truck rally, which is political. I mean, obviously, He's trying to help out the candidate there.
Absolutely.
Yesterday, you saw with your own eyes between the primary results and Trump in New York, PA, that battle. Mm-hmm. Because Trump's back in shape. I mean, he was pure Trump yesterday in New York, PA. It went on for a long time, but it was Trump back at his normal vibration, lighting people up, man. And those were the polarities we saw at play yesterday between the primary results on the East Coast and Trump's rally in New York. This is the battle right here between these two sets of people. Mm-hmm. And one set wants to tell you how to live. One set wants to tell you, where you can shop, what you can eat, what you can say, what you can think. Mm-hmm. And the other side is the complete polar opposite, which is what this country is really about, which is individual freedom. The idea that you and I, as individual people, have some sort of say in how our lives unfold, the choices we make. That's what this whole country was started upon, that whole idea. Mm-hmm. And we're coming up on 250 years of existence, which, as a student of history, you also know puts us at a very fragile time. We are not an old established nation. We are still just a baby in a sense, comparatively speaking. I like and we're embarking on this week, today with the Rally for America that's going to kick in tonight. Mm-hmm. But really, if you look at the relative age of our country and the relative age of most other countries around the world, we're pretty much hitting our elder teens. We're coming out of adolescence, and this is our adolescence right now. Mm-hmm. Which is what is adolescence? Very chaotic time when you're sort of establishing who you are in the world, right? You're finding your identity, and who you determine yourself to be at post-adolescence is who you will be for the rest of your life to a greater or lesser extent. And you're seeing those patterns that mimic adolescence in the country right now. And who we decide to be in this moment is who we will be. And they know it, and I think the folks that clap for you and I know it, who applaud for a guy like Donald Trump. We're there, man. This is really a crossroads at the 250th birthday.
Well, this is way beyond socialism. Just to be clear on this, like you were saying a second ago, I want to reiterate this point over and over again because it's the most important point out of this. It is communism, it is fascism, it is authoritarianism, because that's what at its root, that's what communism is. If you don't do what the state tells you to do, they kill you, and that's where we're headed in the United States. It's a very real thing that is happening in this country. When we come back, I've got some more views to express about this, but we're at the point right now where communism has taken over New York. It's just it is completely lost. New York, the state itself, is lost to communism. Not just New York City and Mamdani. Now it's the state that's lost to out-and-out communism. It's the next step for communism after they win power like that is to control your life, and it's extermination of human beings. And that's where they will head there. They will begin the process. If you don't get in line and follow with them, Mao killed 5 million of his own people with guns to the head. That's where this goes. And same thing in the Soviet Union back in the day. Same thing in North Korea right now.
Right.
And that's where these people are taking us right now. And the Democrat Party is gone. The Democrat Party that you grew up with, one of your favorite questions is, why are more of you Democrats upset about this? Because those Democrats are gone.
Right.
They don't exist anymore. This is a radicalized communist party. When you hear the name Democrat Party, it's the Communist Party of America. Let me tell you about my friends over at Here in Texas, HEAR, HereInTX.com is where you find them. That's where you find the information about them, and that's where you can book your appointment online to go see one of the audiologists at Here in Texas, like Sean did a couple of years ago, like I did a couple of years ago, and we found out exactly what was going on with our hearing. We have different hearing issues, but they're both being taken care of by the great people at Here, HEAR, Here in Texas, like Audio and Hero. They're two of my favorite people over there. They're big old poodle dogs, but to me, they're people, and they're there every day. Audio and Hero, go see them. But anyway, go get your hearing evaluated by Here in Texas, either in Dripping Springs or right here in New Braunfels, and let them find out what's going on with your hearing or the hearing of a loved one. Maybe it's maybe you're fine, but the old man can't hear well, or maybe it's a friend of yours or whatever. Here in Texas has got the answers for you with wonderful hearing aids, subscription service. So when the new stuff comes out, you just get a new pair of hearing aids. They accept TRICARE and other insurance as well. So they're ready to look at you and test your hearing at Here, HEAR, HereInTX.com.
Mr. W Fireworks join Ware and Rima to celebrate America 250. Thursday, July 2nd from 7 a.m. till 9 a.m. in the Alamo Lounge. Free breakfast and coffee from PJ's Coffee House. Plus live music from the Rick Rice Band and more. It's also your chance to support the troops with your donations to Operation Appreciation. Celebrating America 250. Thursday, July 2nd from 7 till 9 with Ware and Rima in the Alamo Lounge. On News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 107.1.
Boy, Elaine and I worked on that all day yesterday. While we were watching Donald Trump, we were working on that show all day. And we got some new stuff to tell you about, and we're really excited about it. And I wanted to thank Quarter Moon, Plumbing, Heat, and AC, because every time we do something, Joel and Greg and the rest of them, they say, yes, we're in, we'll do it, absolutely. So Joel and Nigel are coming on July 2nd. You can meet both the Quarter Moon stars here. And you know what? When you talk to Nigel about becoming an American, that'll teach you everything you need to know about our great country, because he loves this country. Anyway, listen, they're here for you. It's hot right now, 93 for the high today. Temperature goes up over the next week. It just gradually picks up more and more and more. The real feel's even higher than that because the humidity is just stifling outside. So if you need to have your AC system checked, right now is the time to do it with our friends at Quarter Moon. They've been at this for 43 years in San Antonio and South Texas. They'll send out a qualified AC tech. They'll go through the entire system, top to bottom, stem to stern, and make sure that you're good to go. And if you need a little repair here or a new repair over there, you need a whole new unit, whatever, Quarter Moon is going to be there for you with rapid response service, too. If you come home to a hot house, don't worry about it. Just call them at Quarter Moon, 210-651-5899.
Guests of Ware and Rima appear via the Stevens Roofing Newsmaker Hotline.
The healthiest patients in San Antonio are at the Institute for Functional Health. I'm Dr. Torres, and we help folks get off medications, feel better, look better, and become undeniably healthy. You've struggled with the same health concerns for a long time. It's frustrating, depressing, and nothing has worked. The good news is, at the Institute for Functional Health, we know everyone is unique, and medicine is never a one-size-fits-all solution. That's why we order specific labs to uncover the root cause of your symptoms. Your blood gives us all the answers, and we develop a doctor-supervised game plan that is specifically designed for you. Over the last decade, we have helped thousands of individuals look and feel years younger. All of us at the Institute for Functional Health are proud to say we have the healthiest patients in San Antonio, and we will help you become part of that club. See for yourself at iffhealth.com and call to schedule your complimentary consultation at 468-1891. 468-1891. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health. 468-1891.
Please be advised, you may want to stop eating the following foods immediately: broccoli, kale, blueberries, quinoa, spinach.
I thought those were good for me.
What's healthy for one person may cause inflammation for another. So how do you know what your body actually needs? That's where Viome comes in. Viome is a simple at-home gut health test that analyzes your real-time biology to give you personalized nutrition guidance and custom supplements.
Learn more at Viome.com/gut. V as in Victor, IOME.com/GUT. And use coupon code GUTHEALTH50 to save $50 off your purchase.
Veterans and active duty service members. When your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
It's time to improve your home, slow it down, and do it right. Choose a company worthy of your trust and worthy of your family. For windows, siding, and doors, call or visit southwestexteriors.com. Southwest Exteriors, the look you love coming home to.
KTSA News brought to you by Stevens Roofing.
3 Bexar County Sheriff's deputies on leave after a shooting last night on the west side. The person shot was said to be roaming a neighborhood with small samurai swords. Details, KTSA.com. The UN will be inspecting Iran's nuclear sites, or what's left of them. And at least 2 suspects on the loose after a fatal shooting on the southwest side last night. We've got these stories and more coming up at 7 o'clock. KTSA News Time 6:34.
Good morning. Got this road work in the clearing stages. This report sponsored by Bank of America. 35 southbound Schertz Parkway on down to FM 1518. They are in the process of picking up those construction cones. 410 westbound right as you approach McCullough. That's a stall off to the shoulder. On 35 northbound Tupperwine to Petbooker Road. That road work is taking up a right lane. 1604 westbound 281, disabled vehicle off to the shoulder. Bank of America, sponsor of the FIFA World Cup 2026, dedicated to offering solutions to help businesses meet their goals, locally and globally. More at bankofamerica.com/game changers. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
Under partly sunny skies, a hot day today with the high at 93. There'll be a steady evening breeze, then it becomes cloudy tonight. The low 74 along the Riverwalk and 71 in Hill Country. After a cloudy start to Thursday, sunshine returns. Breezy, the high of 94. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina with your KTSA Stevens Roofing AccuWeather forecast.
Right now, 78 degrees, mostly cloudy skies at San Antonio's severe weather station. I'm Christian Blood. Stay connected with News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 107.1.
All right, 6:35 now, KTSA with Ware and Rima. Big win for the communists in New York last night, and here's what they're running on. Medicare for all, abolish the police and close the prisons, no-cost college and no student debt. In fact, they cancel all student debt, rent control everywhere, and free housing where you don't have rent, 32-hour work week, massive, meaning at least $1 trillion to the Green New Steel, ending the military, seizing big business by the government, seizing big business. Complete opening of the borders, no immigration law and no borders at all. Neutering of SCOTUS, they will become a judicial review. No presidency, no electoral college, and voting rights for all is what the Democrat Party now stands for, because make no mistake, this is your Democrat Party, folks. It's the Democrat Communist Party of America. The Democrat Party has become the Communist Party. The communist takeover of New York is complete. Somebody who used to be a moderate in the Democrat Party, moderates don't exist in the Democrat Party anymore, somebody who used to be a moderate, Ro Khanna, said last night that the Democrat Party is being remade into a new party. It's now the Communist Party, and incumbents of the moderates, they're gone. New York is now Jew-hating communists. They ran on seizing property, abolishing ICE, opening the borders, and no deportations at all. This guy is the next to go.
Well, there are 4 races in New York City, and I'm standing behind every single one of those races that involve an incumbent.
That's Hans Jeffries, Hakeem, and he's soon to be out the door. So will Chucky Boy Schumer. As now John Hayward from Breitbart.com joins us. John, the completion of the communist takeover of New York happened last night.
And no surprise, the handwriting is on the wall with all the polls. You have, especially in cities like New York, you've got these people, especially your voters, they're completely disaffected from reality, from society, from anything that makes sense, logic, reason. And they look to the communists who say, hey, we'll put a pony in your yard and we'll shower you with riches and you'll get free this and free that and free the other thing. And for people that don't think there's a future, that don't think they have any stake in the future, that's a very appealing message. That's how movements like this usually come to power. And, you know, you're not supposed to make comparisons to certain other periods in history, but this is an awful lot like 1930s Germany, right down to the Jew hatred. And, I mean, everybody Jewish in New York ought to be thinking about running for their lives right now.
Sean said a little while ago, and he can reiterate this for himself, that this is a fascism, and that's exactly what communism ends up being, because what happens next, if you know your history, what happens next is the extermination of those who are dissents, who don't go along with exactly the party lines. They're still doing that in North Korea to this day. Mao killed 5 million of them. This is what happens, and this is what has now taken control of the entire state of New York. Somebody as liberal and left-wing as a Dan Goldman is out, and he was an extremist as far as we were concerned for the longest period of time. He was nothing. He was a conservative MAGA person compared to what won last night.
Yeah, and now he can't even get a sandwich, and he's never thrown out of a deli because he's Jewish. And there are Jewish people who will still vote for the Democratic Party. I've been calling them the murder party for a while now. I think that's the right name. That's increasingly what they are. You're right. It's going to take increasing amounts of compulsive force for them to get what they intend to extract out of the productive people that remain. And when you resist, you'll be killed. They'll do whatever it takes, including street militias and street violence, to get the power that they need. Same sad story we've seen around the world so many times. And yet there are people, I said, who are Jewish who will still vote for this party. I don't know why. I mean, somebody needs to get to them and wake them up and point at New York and tell them what their future is. And the problem is the opposition has got to run on this stuff. It can't be just you and me. It can't be just commentators. The opposition needs to stand up and tell America this is what the Democratic Party is now, and you need to vote like the wind against this nightmare if you want to preserve any hope for your children, for your future, any chance of prosperity, any chance of peace in the country. Do you see the Republican Party rising up to deliver that message in a thunderous voice? I don't. You know, they're still pretty much invisible with a few months to go until the election, so they really need to start making some things happen here. Rick Scott, the senator from Florida, he just wrote a letter to the rest of the Republican caucus that basically said all this to them and said, we got to get moving. We have to do some things and put some wins on the board and give people something to vote for in the midterm elections, and that's wise counsel. They really do. You can't beat something with nothing.
Before Sean jumps in here, let me just confirm what you have been calling it the murder party. I've been calling it the Democrat death cult now for years, a destructive death cult, and I truly believe that. And as far as the hit squads on the street, they've already been doing that. Charlie Kirk is dead, and Donald Trump's been shot at a number of times. Go ahead, Sean.
Well, I was going to say, the corollary between early, late 30s, late 20s Germany and any other rise of any other fascist state across history. What do you need a lot of? You need a lot of moronic thugs who feel completely justified in their violence. And as you just pointed out, they've got that going on right now. I mean, you see these videos of these young people, these Gen Zers who have fallen under the spell, even some of the old baby boomers. And yeah, it's perfectly okay to kill a Nazi. Political violence scores very well with these people, and they feel it's very justified. I mean, it's stunning, isn't it, John, to watch this happening here?
Yep, there's a certain political alchemy that's always existed in going, especially to young people who are nervous about their future. They don't know what the future holds. It's a time of great change and technological turmoil. And you go to those people and you say, we can give you everything for free. You deserve everything, and we're going to give it to you and give you everything you deserve. And the only thing standing in your way is the evil orange Nazis. And if you just kill those people, then everything will be fine. I mean, there's always going to be people receptive to that message. And that's why in most of our politics, or most of our political history, even the most extreme people within public life understood that there were guardrails. There were things you did say and do. You didn't openly encourage violence the way the modern Democratic Party does. You didn't coddle the people that are out there committing murders and attacking federal law enforcement agents, setting things on fire, committing vandalism. You were expected to speak out against those things to keep your party mainstream and respectable. And the Democrats have disabled all those firewalls, all those gates and defenses, and turned their party completely over to the idea of supporting political violence. That's why their party needs to cease to exist. I mean, the American people need a new opposition party, not the Democrats, something that's not the murder party, and that's going to be a painful, difficult process that will never get started if people are still foolish enough to just sit back and let this happen.
And they are sitting back and letting it happen. Let's change gears for just a second, talk about the Iran deal that is being worked right now. I, for one, have never believed that they're going to change their spots. Here we are trying to negotiate with a group of killers that have not only killed Jews on October 7th and at other times, they've killed Americans as well. We have the Center for Intrepid here, which I have visited many, many times, and our troops are in there missing arms and legs and everything else because of Iranian bombs that blew up. These guys are killers, and I have equated this to trying to us after World War II, sitting down with Adolf Hitler and saying, okay, you can stay in power, but you have to live your life the way we want you to live it. I don't think that the Iranians are going to change. And so this leaves Trump with two things. Either he plays along with them and says, okay, you can be a part of this, or he pulls the big trigger on them. What are your thoughts?
Well, it's another problem that feeds into the domestic political crisis. The Trump administration has been all consumed with Iran for a couple of months in the crucial lead up to the midterm elections, and it doesn't look like a win. Nobody looks at this and thinks, oh yeah, this is great. Trump keeps saying it is, and keeps saying it's a big victory and this is everything we want. But most observers do not look at this process and see the U.S., the White House, Trump in control of this. The Iranians are pretty much driving this bus right now, and every day they make another outrageous demand, or they shoot down another thing that they supposedly promised to do. Every day they disagree with the White House about what was in there. What does this all come out to? Now, the White House palpably does not want to start kinetic military action, at least until after the midterm elections. President Trump wants gas prices down. He wants the economy to be booming, and there is some evidence. You look at the polls, and people are pretty upbeat about gas coming down and the economy improving. They're pretty happy with the way things are going. They're even rewarding Trump with better approval numbers. So we look at this and we see a pretty unpleasant disaster unfolding in messaging. But as far as the general public is concerned, they're not displeased with all of this so far, because it's not over yet. When there's ink drying on paper and we see what actually happened, then people will pass judgment. And the White House needs to regain control of that narrative, which I think is why Marco Rubio has been brought out of the Batcave. He's been down there playing with his Batman toys and his costume, and now he's off to Europe to try to get the Europeans into line with the Iran deal. And you can tell in every public statement he makes that Rubio is not happy with this Iran deal and not happy with the Iranians. The guy has good instincts for this kind of thing. He knows what he's seeing here, and he's trying to make a win out of it. Maybe this whole thing was always set up to fail. It's always been one of the theories that this Trump just needed to punt the ball a little bit down the field, so he knew the Iranians would be the way they are, and there are just a few things he needs to fix before he goes back and settles their problems. And one of them is the Strait of Hormuz. There are ships moving through the Strait of Hormuz now. Iran supposedly closed it on Saturday, and everybody kind of ignored them and kept going. So maybe that's one of the things Trump's trying to get done right now, is just take that away from Iran as leverage, and maybe it's working.
Yeah, I was going to say, especially given the first half of our conversation, depending on how this goes, does that help the forces of evil, if you will, the people that want to make this into a communist, fascist state? This idea that Trump is dithering or that he took on more than he can chew. I mean, I agree with you. I think he anticipated all of this, and maybe what he actually wants to accomplish is much, not quite what we were told going into it. But certainly people are fine with a settled, some kind of agreement between Iran and the rest of the world, but they're never polling well on any kind of additional military action.
No, and Americans are largely concerned with their own country right now. That's obvious. It's one of the reasons Trump won when he ran for president the last time. People think the domestic problems are big and huge and need to be addressed, and they don't want to get sucked into a foreign adventure. You can't blame them after watching what's happened with the last couple of wars to get pulled into another protracted conflict. So when this turned out to be more than 6 weeks of bombing, people started turning against it, and that it is what it is. We are a democracy, and the leadership has to understand that the people need to agree with something like this, and if they don't, then you need to change your strategy.
I just hope, and this is what I believe, and I don't have a crystal ball, none of us do, but this is what I believe, and this is what I hope, that after the midterms, he bombs hell out of him and ends this regime, and we move on with a new country over there that we can all live with. John Hayward from Breitbart.com, the author of Dr. Zero, Year One. Always a pleasure, John, every Wednesday at this time here on KTSA. Texas Rhino Shield, family-owned and family-operated Texas Rhino Shield. In fact, they are just perfect for your home. When it comes to paint that's on your home, paint's going to give up, particularly here in South Texas. That sunshine is always on your home. The UV rays hit it no matter if the sun is shining or not. And that paint just can't deal with that. What happens in just a few short years, it begins to fade and then fade and fade and fade, and then it cracks. And when it cracks, it starts to chip and peel off, and the next thing you know, your boards are exposed, your hardy board is exposed, and your home is at risk. Look, you don't have to go through all that. You can get in touch with our friends at Texas Rhino Shield, Anthony, his son, and the entire team over there. They'll come out. They'll give you a free, no-obligation quote. If you'll mention Trey Ware, they'll take $2,500 off your project. The application of Rhino Shield, which is a ceramic coating that's 9 times thicker than paint. The sun's UV rays ain't getting to this or through this at all. It's on my house, and I love it. Log on today and book your free appointment with your friends at Texas Rhino Shield at TexasRhinoShield.com. Partly sunny with a high of 93 today. Right now, 78 KTSA.
Good morning. Getting reports of a vehicle fire. This report sponsored by Allstate. This is going to be just north of downtown on I-10, upper level eastbound approaching Calabria. Vehicle fire. It's been tapped out. Still have the left lane open. Some smoke billowing in the area. I-10 upper level westbound North Frio to just past Calabria. Ongoing road work with 2 right lanes closed. They did pick up that road work at 35 southbound Schertz Parkway on down to FM 1518. Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
Stay on top of the latest news wherever you are. Stream KTSA on the go. This is News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 107.1.
I'm Laura with Mr. Electric. Summer storms are brutal.
I'm Matt. One storm or brownout can turn your tech and appliances into expensive paperweights.
Let our experts install surge protection from Mr. Electric.
Call 210-248-2026 or visit MrElectric.com and enter your zip code.
Please be advised. You may want to stop eating the following foods immediately: broccoli, kale, bean sprouts, blueberries, quinoa, spinach.
Wait, what? I thought those were good for me.
Turns out, not for everyone. Because what's healthy for one person can cause inflammation for another. And the only way to really know what your body needs is to listen to it.
Listen how?
That's where Viome comes in. Viome is a simple at-home gut health test that looks at your body's real-time biology using RNA to understand what's happening inside you right now. When your results come in, you'll learn exactly which foods to eat, which to avoid, and which supplements are right for you, all based on the world's largest RNA-based human biology database and thousands of clinical research studies. And many people who use Viome report more energy, better digestion, and a better mood within months. So stop guessing. Start knowing. Learn more at Viome.com/gut. V as in Victor, IOME.com/GUT. And use coupon code GUTHEALTH50 to save $50 off your purchase. Viome. Trust your gut.
Did you really think Pure Talk was just going to sit back and watch America turn 250 years old without doing something awesome to celebrate? Of course not. That's why they're raising $250,000 for America's Warrior Partnership by the end of July. America's Warrior Partnership is on the front line of preventing veteran suicide. They've had extraordinary success, and here's how you can help. When you switch your cell phone service to Pure Talk this month, you'll be invited to round up to support America's Warrior Partnership. No pressure, but if you do, Pure Talk will match your donation dollar for dollar. And to further celebrate 250 years of our extraordinary democratic republic, Pure Talk is offering unlimited talk, text, and data for just $34.99 a month. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe. That's pound 250, say Mike Rowe. And happy birthday to us.
It's $250 for America's 250th with Crestview RV. Brand new travel trailers for just $250 a month with approved credit on select models and terms. Visit any of the 4 Crestview RV locations for details. Find a way to get away. CrestviewRV.com. Offers end July 4th. Restrictions apply.
Hi, Trey Ware here. If you have pain and limited movement, you're not able to do the things you love to do, but you're not interested in surgery to get better, then contact my friends at Evolve Medical Group. They do PRP, stem cell, hormone replacement, and so much more. They even do primary care at evolvemedgroup.com.
When you go to a doctor, you don't want any games, you don't want to run around, you don't want any gimmicks. Okay, that's why I recommend my friends over at River City Oral Surgery. Dr. Mark Havercorn and his team over there are no games, they don't play around over there. They want you to have the best in oral surgery or oral care. And that's what they do at River City Oral Surgery every day. Let me give you an example. Right now, if you're thinking about getting wisdom teeth taken out, $1,500 is all you're going to pay. And that's everything. That's the exam, that's the x-ray, IV sedation, routine post-op care. It's right there for you. You're not going to meet with somebody in scrubs who's actually a salesperson who's going to try to sell you something you don't need. Too many other doctors will do that, not River City Oral Surgery. So whether it's implants that go in, wisdom teeth that need to come out, you've got broken or missing teeth, whatever it is, talk to our friends at River City Oral Surgery. All you do is go online at rivercityoms.com. The prices and procedures are right there, so you know exactly what you're going to pay before you ever go into place. Okay? Check them out today. rivercityoms.com.
Trouble sleeping lately? Upgrade to the great sleep you deserve at Mattress Firm's July 4th sale. Choose from a curated selection of top brands and let their sleep experts help you narrow it down. They make sleep easy.
Today's Pledge of Allegiance, powered by Stevens Roofing.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
With Ware and Rima, KTSA.
Just a couple of things. I just had a thought. When we were going through the tenets, if you will, of the Communist Party, which we might as well just call them that. And they want Medicare for all. Isn't it interesting that they want Medicare for all, and yet they're the ones who seem to be primarily ripping it off to the tune of tens of billions of dollars? Kash Patel and Todd Blanche have been busting people left and right as far as the fraud in the healthcare system. With government-provided services. I mean, it really, again, you got to strip away all the ideological bullcrap they wrap this stuff in. It's really about power and money. This entire takeover, any fascist state, communist state that comes into power, that's what it's about. Power and money, the age-old villains, and that's all this is about.
If you put government in charge of all of your health care or anything else, which they're going to do, they want to seize big business and run it from the government, then it's ripe for all kinds of fraud. Then it's going to be ripped off even more. So what you're saying about them ripping it off, if you think it's bad now,
well,
you turn it completely over to the government, and you'll have a system where you'll have trillions of dollars of fraud every year.
Well, that's because it becomes systemic at that point. They don't even need the pretense of fraud at that point. They just freaking take it if they're running the whole show. Secondly, one of the first things I said to you and Elaine when I saw you separately this morning is, well, we're going to have a long day. You and I were just talking about how the week is really kicking off, the 250th birthday. Trump put out a video yesterday about the Rally for America today, which, as we said at the beginning of the show, I think kicks in around 6 p.m. our time. And it's going to be beautiful. A lot of great acts. And, his video was pretty interesting. And it all kind of begins today, man. And I was asking Trey, what are your sleep patterns? How are you going to handle this sleep-wise? I think I might just go home and crash out immediately. Do you know what I mean? And then just get up at 6 and watch it or whatever.
This is like when we have a political season and we have debates at night.
Right.
Or like we just went through with the Spurs, and I'm going to watch the Spurs game at night. So I'll sleep when I can. I'll grab a minute here. Yesterday, it's funny. Nancy came into my studio yesterday. I was watching a video. My eyes were open, but I was asleep.
You weren't there.
And
you was unconscious.
She started talking to me. She said, lunch is going to be ready in the next few minutes. And I jolted like that. She said, your eyes were open, but I was asleep.
I don't know. I may do. Yeah, I know the feeling. I may do the opposite. In that I've taken to getting up really. If there's a lot of stuff I have to watch, I get up early and I sit on my porch and I watch whatever press conferences I have to watch stuff like that.
You talk about like at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah, even early. If I got a lot to watch, I get up even earlier than that. So it's I'm kind of debating how I'm going to do this. If I'm going to sleep before or get up really, really early and watch it. But it's going to be fun. I think one thing we can be sure of is all this stuff is going to be fun next week. Every day has a different theme.
Well, let me say something that Trump did yesterday. He put a fence. Of course, he did it himself. He was out there with his worker clothes on. He put a fence around the pool.
Right.
So they can't go in and destroy the pool anymore. We have their videos of them destroying the pool, so there's a fence around it now. And the Rally to America begins at 6 o'clock today. He's got that gigantic Ferris wheel that looks awesome. And here's just a bit of the sound from what you were talking about.
Get ready, everybody, because on Wednesday, the 24th, coming up 2 days right away, we're going to have the biggest rally we've ever had. It's going to be on the National Mall. It's our music, our playlist. We don't have a lot of people boring you with songs that you don't want to hear. We have the hottest people, the hottest everything. It's going to be one of the best rallies we've ever done. Again, it's 7 o'clock, the 24th, which is Wednesday, and it's going to be fantastic.
It's going to be fantastic. 16 straight days from June 25th to July 10th. 16 straight days of Party America.
I love the little sound effects he tossed in on that video with the snoring. There was one other. I can't remember what the other sound effect that they dropped, the little TikTok-y sound effect he drops in.
Yeah.
On the video. But it is, and it begins today, man, and we're going to be riding this train till the very end. But this country has earned it. I think you're going to see people who love this country on full display and people who hate this country on full display.
I pray that we get through it without an incident.
I do too.
Because the Democrat communists in this country, they want him dead, and they want others dead. And so I'm just praying that we have a good, safe, wonderful time to celebrate our country. More Ware and Rima coming up. KTSA.
Dave Ramsey here. When your AC quits, the plumbing backs up, or something electrical goes sideways, you need straight answers. That's why I recommend Champion Home Services. They handle heating, air conditioning, plumbing, and electrical. One company with no pressure and no games or upselling. Just honesty and clear pricing before anything starts. You see the purple Champion trucks and their belt buckle logo all over town. Champion believes in doing things the right way the first time. They show up on time, respect your home, they respect your money, and they do the work like professionals should, helping you sleep better at night. So when you need reliable AC, plumbing, and electrical help from people you can trust, call Champion Home Services at 210-528-1604 or go to championac.com. Trustworthy, Texas-proud home services, championac.com. And tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
I checked Allstate first and saved hundreds on my car insurance. Really smart. Unfortunately, I didn't check if I took the gas hose out of my car's tank. Ooh, not smart. And I drove off while still attached to pump number 3.
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds.
Potential savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
And the match is about to begin.
Most of the team is out with COVID-19, so there'll be some substitutes tonight.
What's this? We have an unexpected guest on the field.
It's a dog. Well, they could do with extra players.
She's going for the ball.
Are front paws hands or feet?
Soccer season is full of surprises, and COVID-19 could be one of them. If you test positive, prescription medications may help. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Learn more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
This is San Antonio's news, traffic, and weather station.
KTSA. 7 o'clock, KTSA San Antonio. I'm Christian Blood. A busy night for the Spurs in the NBA draft last night. We've got the details coming up in KTSA Sports. First up, 3 Bexar County Sheriff's deputies on administrative leave after a deputy-involved shooting last night on the west side. Sheriff Javier Salazar says a man was roaming a neighborhood near Culebra while holding large knives. Deputies showed up and ordered the man to disarm as he hid behind a pillar.
That suspect unfortunately did not drop the weapons. He continued to hide behind that pillar until such time as he came out from behind the pillar and then began on advancing toward the deputies, holding both knives.
Salazar says that's when one deputy fired several shots, hitting the suspect twice. The man was rushed to the hospital and he is expected to recover. More details becoming clear on the peace talks now happening between the U.S. and Iran. The UN's nuclear agency said Wednesday it's going to be inspecting Iran's nuclear sites.
Paragraph 8 of this Memorandum of Understanding says explicitly that the nuclear activities that are going to be carried out with regards to the nuclear material facilities and will be supervised by the IAEA.
Rafael Grossi is the head of the International Atomic Energy Agency. We have more on this developing story on the front page at KTSA.com. San Antonio police looking for at least 2 suspects after a fatal shooting on the southwest side.
It happened early Tuesday night just outside the leasing office at the Scott and Medeo Apartments on Excellence Drive. When officers arrived, they found a 16-year-old boy and a 25-year-old man shot. One of those victims died at the scene. The other rushed to the hospital in critical condition. Police say they believe they're looking for 2 men who drove away from the complex before police arrived. Stacey Keene, KTSA News.
Time now to get caught up with KTSA Sports, sponsored by Connecticut Quality Water Systems. So let's check it out right here. Rob Thompson.
In the NBA, the draft went off last night. Number 1 overall was A.J. Debinsa. He went to the Washington Wizards, followed by Kansas's Darren Peterson to Utah, Duke's forward Cameron Boozer to Memphis, and North Carolina forward Caleb Wilson to Chicago. The Spurs picked up 6'10" Kentucky forward Jaden Quintance with their first of what became 2 picks in the first round. He's remembered as a defender and a rim runner, though he's been hurt for the last 2 years. They also made a trade with Denver for the 26th pick in the draft and picked up another big man, UConn's Terrace Reed Jr., sending tomorrow night's 35th overall pick and 2 future second-rounders to Denver. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
KTSA News Time 7:03.
Dave Ramsey here, and I love my Connecticut water softener. Right now, with the purchase of a Connecticut water softener, you receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station at your kitchen sink, complete with a color fixture to match your kitchen. That means cleaner, better tasting water for coffee, cooking, ice, and everyday drinking. The Connecticut K5 drinking water station removes up to 99% of many contaminants and can be customized for your home. So instead of buying bottled water or wondering what's really coming out of your tap, you get cleaner, great tasting water right where you use it most. A Connecticut runs on energy from your water flow, which means no electricity, no timer, and no computer that can break. With its twin tank system, you get soft water 24/7. Call Connecticut of San Antonio and the Hill Country for a free water test at 210-656-PURE. And tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
ConnecticutSA.com.
License number 38961. Energy efficient windows built to last. Call Precision Windows and Doors at 210-596-6588. PrecisionWindowsSA.com.
Hey, it's Sean. Here in Texas now offers subscription plans where you always have the latest technology for your hearing aids with locked-in pricing. Always the latest model. Make an appointment for a consultation today, 830-360-2000, hereinTexas.com.
If your supplement routine requires a spreadsheet, we need to talk. Viome uses a simple at-home test to create precision supplements and a nutrition-based plan designed for your body. No guesswork, just science. Viome.com. Use code RADIO. That's Viome.com. Use code radio today.
KTSA News brought to you by Stevens Roofing.
KTSA News Time 7:05. Let's get a quick check. KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
Good morning. Got a vehicle fire that's been tapped out on I-10 upper level eastbound. It's just past Culebra. Only the left lane open, so start moving over. We've got delays starting right around Fredericksburg Road. On 410 westbound approaching McCullough, that's a stall off to the shoulder, and road work continues 35 northbound Tupperwine to Pat Booker Road. That's in the right lane. Now, if you guys see something we're not talking about this early morning, give us a call on the traffic tip line. We'll go and check it out, 210-785-2601. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
You're going to want to stay well hydrated if you've got to do anything strenuous today. It'll be partly sunny and hot with a high of 93. There'll be a steady evening breeze. It becomes cloudy tonight, remaining warm. The low 74 along the Riverwalk and 71 in Hill Country. Sunshine returns after a cloudy start to Thursday, the high of 94. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina with your KTSA Stevens Roofing AccuWeather forecast.
78 degrees, mostly cloudy right now. San Antonio's severe weather station. I'm Christian Blood. Stay connected. News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 1071.
Well, got a couple of quick hits here. Number one, gas prices have sunk to their lowest the 6th week in a row, down 14% since May. Oil at 73 yesterday. It was 126 during the war. So, as John was talking about, and he's right, in the last half hour, John Hayward. By the way, if you're not here in the 6:30 time slot on Wednesdays, wake up a little earlier and join us. You're going to love John Hayward from Breitbart.com. He's been doing it with me for over a dozen years now, and he's just great. Anyway, this whole deal, lowering the prices, all that's fantastic going into the midterms. What about this deal and trying to keep it together as we move forward? Pretty interesting story came out yesterday from the pilot that was shot down in April in the F-15.
Right. Was
that while he was sitting there, and he was concussed, but he looked up and there was a bunch of drones and a jellyfish type configuration coming out of a mothership above his F-15. Now, this is not UAP, UFO, any of that kind of stuff. This is for real. We all have it. Most countries, most developed countries have it, and so much more. But what happens, and Iran's got it. A mothership drone comes over, a bunch of babies come out the bottom, one baby at first, and kind of takes a look at the situation, and then they got those that attack. And that's what happened to this F-15. Blew our F-15 out of the air over Iran.
Well, he said actually he felt that their drone system may be more advanced than ours, that they focus everything on stuff like the drones, because he said it was, the mothership. He said Russia, China. He said our drone systems may be lagging just a smidge behind what they got.
Yeah, so that was something to hear that from the pilot who sat on the ground and watched it. So it's a very real deal. That's why I say Iran, they're not going to play our game, and they're just not going to come with us on this deal. It's not going to happen. What I think Trump is going to do is just wait for the midterms to be over, and he's going to bomb hell out of them. Let's bring it back local, because Patrick Von Dolan spoke yesterday about this emissions testing that is coming to San Antonio and Bexar County. If you are not familiar with it, the Democrat communist who is running for that seat, Ron Nirenberg, and he's going up against a Republican conservative, Patrick Von Dolan, who is very pro-family. There's a new vehicle emissions test that's coming to your car November 1. Most people don't know about this, do they? So you will have to pay in Bexar County to have your car tested every year. The test is going to cost you $1,850 plus to do it once a year. If they find it's out of compliance, you're going to have to fix your car. In many, many cases, fixing your car will mean you will spend more than your car is worth. Let's just say most of the vehicles in San Antonio are older model vehicles who will not come under compliance with these new restrictive prohibitions and this new emissions test. So if your car does not come under those, and by the way, it's going to be 2 years to 24 years is the length of time on a car. So if it's any car that's 2 years old all the way up to 24 years old will be tested. When that happens, if you're out of compliance, you're going to have to get it brought into compliance. The average cost is anywhere from $1,000 on up. And in some instances, and San Antonio being a poorer place when it comes to vehicles and median income, this is not Austin where you're talking about people who have a whole lot of money and really nice cars and all that kind of stuff, driving Teslas everywhere you look in Austin. This is a different place. We got people who drive around in old pickup trucks who are doing yard work and painting and stuff like that. And they don't have the money to be able to bring their car or their truck into compliance. So where does that money come from? Well, if the Democrat communist wins and he's the new county judge, it's going to come out of the rest of us. That's where it's going to come from. The rest of us are going to end up paying the repair bills to bring a 1974 Chevrolet pickup into compliance. That's what's going to happen.
And this isn't really, I mean, it's a new thing here, right? Because I'm trying to wrap my mind around it. I used to have to do this in Colorado with my car. I know in Maryland we had to do this. It's been around for a long time, for quite a while, where you have to go get the emissions test. And, I mean, it's been a long time. But, I mean, if you came, were afoul of that test, then you had to get it fixed. Mm-hmm. It's just I've always hated the idea of it. It's just a money generator. That's all it is. And you're right. If you've got an older car, more than likely you're not going to pass that test.
Correct.
That's the whole idea.
It's about what they will make on the testing is about $40 million a year on the testing itself. And then, of course, the repair shops that will be set up, and I'm sure that that's going to be all over, are going to make a ton of money because, look, they know you have to have your car.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's pretty necessary. Yeah.
So they're not going to make any deals to get you back on the road. You're going to pay a premium price to get your car brought back into compliance so you can get your car back and get on the road. And so, quite frankly, when you're talking about some of the more impoverished areas around town where people are driving older cars that today aren't in compliance with these strict requirements, they don't have the money. If it's going to cost you, let's say, $2,500, $3,000 to fix a 1987 Oldsmobile, okay, where are you going to get that money? People don't have it.
People will drive cars that are in violation. That's what they'll do. It's just like if they don't have licenses now, they just keep driving. They'll just have to. They'll have no choice.
And what's going to happen is they're going to be ticketed, and then their car's going to be impounded, taken away from them.
Yeah, I mean, you're kind of set up to fail. I mean,
the Democrat communist from the Democrat Party who wants to he wants to be county judge. His name's Ron Nirenberg. He's in favor of that because he wants you to be in public transportation. He wants you to have your car impounded, taken away from you, so that you will get on public transportation. And
well,
that's the goal.
Yeah, they've always wanted that.
That's the goal.
And that's one of the. I think that's another reason why you see a lot of these unwieldy. And Trump was talking about this in New York, PA, at the Mack truck factory, that they layer up the environmental rules on the auto industry itself. You're basically trying to destroy the auto industry. Because, you want people on buses. You want people dependent. Because what's cool about America? We can go where we want when we want, right? And what's the means by which we do that? Our freaking cars. But it's also a food group. You need your car to function in your life. Most people do. Most people can't live their lives on a bus line. I mean, I know people who do, but it's incredibly difficult.
All right, so this is a Bexar County thing. Mm-hmm. So I don't live in Bexar County. So my car wouldn't have to be registered, but I could get ticketed in Bexar County?
Do you drive in Bexar County?
That's what I'm asking. I just asked.
If you drive in Bexar County, yes.
I'm not going to worry about it.
Okay. Well, don't worry about it. But if you drive in Bexar County, you have to go get the emissions test done on your vehicle at $18.50 a pop, and then make sure your vehicle is in compliance. It doesn't matter where you live. It's where you drive.
Right.
You guys have new cars.
Huh?
You guys have new cars.
I don't.
So.
Uh-huh.
Well, mine's about 10 years old, I guess.
Yeah.
It's a piece of crap, but that's more the way I treat it.
But it's still going to be tested.
They're all going to be tested.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm still not going to worry about it because half this town doesn't have insurance and driver's license.
I was going to say, people just drive anyway in San Antonio when they're in violation. I'm not saying it's right, but, we have an issue with people who are, routinely pulled over. They don't have a valid license.
I think y'all are missing my point.
No, I get the point about government control. I absolutely get it.
No, that's not my point either.
We're going to be paying.
Correct. You're missing my point. Yeah. A communist who runs a government will take your money because you make money,
right,
and give it to the dude that doesn't make any money so that he can fix his car and drive it.
Yeah.
That's what's coming to Bexar County. That is my point. There's a Democrat communist who is running to be Bexar County judge. he wants those guys to have your money. So in order to do that, you're going to have to pay everybody, even if you're not in compliance, or even if you are in compliance, you're going to have to pay into a fund.
No, I get it.
That Ron Nirenberg is going to give the money to those guys so that those guys can get their Chevelle fixed.
Chevelle?
Chevelle. I haven't heard that word in a long
It's a
time.
blast from the past.
Just telling you. That's where we're. Listen, if you think New York faced something really wild last night with a communist takeover. Guys, we've had a soft communist takeover in San Antonio and Bexar County for years, okay? Just look at the city council. There's a reason I call them the San Antonio Social Council, because that's what they are, socialist council.
Well, it's all part of the same thing.
Sure it is. And so this guy, and he is one of them. So when he gets into the county judgeship, you're going to see Bexar County change into a communist Bexar County. That's what's going to happen here, just like it's happening in New York.
I agree. Yeah, I mean, that's the evil plot.
It's catching on all over the place, and this guy he's part of it.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
I know. He's part of it. So just wanted you to know, you do have a choice. You can pick Patrick Von Dolan. He's got an uphill battle to make because of all the inroads that Ron Nirenberg has, the name recognition and all that, but Ron works with all those unions, and he says, you scratch my back and I'll scratch every part of you.
Ron's got a lot of buddies downtown in the political system, man.
He's got a lot of streetwalkers. Back in a minute, more Ware and Rima, KTSA. Partly sunny with a high of 93 today, 77 now, KTSA.
Good morning. Heads up downtown. Got a new trouble spot at I-10, lower level, westbound between 35 to Colorado. 2 left lanes are blocked, causing delays just before the upper-lower level split. I-10 upper level eastbound just past Calabria. That vehicle fire's been extinguished. Disabled vehicle still taking up a right lane. A stall at 410 westbound approaching McCullough. That is now off to the shoulder. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA. Time Saver Traffic.
Local roots, national focus, global perspective. Stay connected. News Talk 550, KTSA, and FM 107.1.
You know, I know we're creeping up on the midway point of the summer, but, you may not have noticed until just recently, maybe within the past couple of weeks, that your AC system is struggling a bit. If that's true, call my friends at John Wayne Service Company. You still take advantage of that $89 AC tune-up. It includes a full 35-point inspection to keep that AC running factory fresh for the rest of the summer. Maybe you're like me. We didn't really start using it in a profound way until just recently when the temperatures started getting up to the triple digits and realized that maybe we need this as well. Also, maybe you just need a whole new system. John Wayne has a cooling coupon for up to $3,000 off new qualifying AC systems. So if you want to see one of them big, beautiful trucks rolling up into your driveway to make sure your AC system is doing its job for the rest of the summer, call or text my friends at John Wayne Service Company. Or if you need something with your plumbing or your electrical, 210-293-7600. Or again, make that appointment by going online, johnwayne.com.
Well, if you're like most investors, you're probably a bit confused on what to do with your investment portfolio right now. There's been a lot of volatility. We've seen a big move in interest rates, a war, new technology being introduced, and rising inflation. Hey folks, this is Carl Eggers. You've heard me for over a decade on the Trey Ware Show. When I talk to listeners like you, the biggest issue I see when reviewing their portfolio is that there is no strategy or game plan. Without a game plan, it makes achieving your financial goals very difficult. It's probably time to schedule a free financial checkup with me. I'll personally analyze your current cash flow, your investments, and yes, even your tax return. There will not be a high-pressured sales pitch at this meeting, just a clear, concise conversation about your specific financial situation. We actively manage assets using unique, tailored investments, not cookie-cutter models or proprietary products. Give us a call at 210-526-0057 or visit us online at creatingricherlives.com.
CapTrust Financial Advisors is an investment advisor registered under the Investment Advisors Act of 1940 and does not render legal advice.
John the Greek Restaurant open with a wide variety of Greek favorites, takeout and curbside options available for lunch and dinner Monday through Saturday. Thousand Oaks at 281 North. Call 210-403-0565 for John the Greek.
Nobody builds a business without hearing a few reasons it won't work. Too risky, too crowded, too ambitious. But the people who move things forward usually hear those words first. Because growing a business takes more than optimism. It takes nerve, and eventually, a partner built for what's next. That's Next Rodeo. Big thinking, proven creative. For businesses still moving forward. Next Rodeo. The difference between the business you have and the business you want. Meet us at thenextrodeo.com.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
Shop DeWalt deals at Lowe's. Get a free Select DeWalt 20-volt max power tool when you buy a Select 20-volt max 5AH battery kit 2-pack. Valid through 6/24 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Jack in 60 Minutes. This morning at 10 on News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 107.1.
By the way, just real quick to wrap up the last segment, if anybody thinks you're going to drive without getting the test done or being out of compliance, you have to show that you had the test done before you can renew your registration on your vehicle every year. So you just have if you don't renew your registration now, the sticker that's right. The cops see that. They give you a $500 ticket. You want to keep paying $500 tickets? That's fine.
I'm just saying that people who have to drive to work are going to do it anyway.
Sure.
Okay, you know what I mean? If you have to go to work, you're going to do it.
But if you don't have your registration
I thought
done,
we already had a version of this.
Didn't we have this a few years back?
No, we fought about it, and we won.
Oh.
We won.
Right.
Austin did it voluntarily, and now it's mandatory.
See, we had it in Colorado and Maryland
we
for
fought.
years.
We had a hellacious fight here about 20 years ago over this, and this is the reason we didn't do it. A lot of the vehicles here are older model vehicles, and they won't be in compliance, and so this is how it happens, and so you have to show it before you can renew your registration. And if you don't renew your registration, the cop sees that, right? He just drives by you and he sees the numbers
he's got to
not
see
correct.
the sticker on the front windshield, which he may or may not see.
And if it's not in compliance, it's
I'm not encouraging people to do it.
No,
I'm just saying if people have to work, and like I'm right. This is something we had in Colorado. This is something we had in Maryland. It was kind of a standard thing.
Oh, yeah. All the blue states have it.
Where you had to get that emissions test every year.
All the blue states have
And I used to say, in my 30s and 40s, well, it's just a money scam because if you're in violation, you just got to pay out some money.
Sure.
And
California's been doing it since dinosaurs.
Right.
It's a blue state thing.
Right.
And it's coming to Bexar County, and when it gets here, you will be fined if you don't do it. So that's up to you. If you want to pay a $500 fine each time a cop sees you, pay the $500 fine.
My vehicle's not registered in Bexar County.
Doesn't matter.
Yes, it does.
No, if you drive in Bexar County, you have to get it done. That's what they said. That's what they said. That's not me saying it.
I know
that's
what they
saying.
say, but that's not going to fly. It's not going to happen.
Okay.
I'm laughing at them.
All right.
All I'm saying is that if somebody has to go to work or do something, you're going to drive anyway. I'm not encouraging it. I'm just saying.
100% right.
I know I've had to drive a couple of days at times with a out of date sticker because I just wasn't able to do it for a couple of days. It's people will make their choices. What sucks is that the government is putting you in that position where you have to make a choice like that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And really, it's just a money scam. That's all it is. It's not about. I'll get to what I'm going to talk about. It's not really. It's not about saving the environment.
Nope.
Don't ever kid yourself that this kind of thing is about saving the environment. It's a money scam. That's
correct.
all it freaking is.
Every time.
I was going to talk about the. We're like an old married couple again. We kind of predict each other. I was going to talk about the drone jellyfish configurations in the mothership, but let's talk about another kind of mothership. Trey, Rosie O'Donnell. She is Jimmy Kimmel, I guess, is going to have her sub for him here and there.
He's got a bunch of different ones.
He's got a bunch of different ones.
He's going to be out for 2 months.
She's on the list to sub-host for Jimmy Kimmel.
Yep.
She was on some damn podcast. I guess Andy Cohen. Everybody's got a podcast now. And she said that she would love to, come in and guest host on The View. But they haven't asked her yet. Maybe it's because you suck, Rosie. I mean, she only actually was on that show for a little over a year. It wasn't a long time that was Rosie O'Donnell on that show for a long time? I thought it was only like a year.
No.
A couple of seasons at best. And, Rosie, nobody really wants you, Rosie. I mean, Jimmy is offering you, a nice little present.
Well, but he said why? Because she will attack Donald Trump.
She will go after Trump. Yeah, absolutely.
That's what he said.
She's just one of those people. If you really believed in everything you say about Donald Trump, you'd sit in Ireland and be happy in Ireland not worrying about Donald Trump. I thought that was the whole reason she left after the second election was that, she felt danger. She didn't feel safe here. And now it seems like she's just itching to get back. And I know I'm talking about her and kind of giving her what she wants.
Kind of like the Kanye thing.
Which is the attention. Like the Kanye, the whole Kanye thing. You know who it works
ignore
best
her
for?
and she'll go away.
Right. You know who the Kanye controversy works best for, even though I know they're talking about dictating what he can and can't do, is Kanye. Just to kind of, now I got that in my head. You think about the Kanye thing. They've known about that for months. It's a concert on July 4th, so it's not like it just slipped on by their radar and they suddenly woke up one day at City Council and realized Kanye was doing a concert on July 4th. If Gina, and I agree with you why they're doing it. I mean, we talked about this incrementalism.
We'll get into it later.
Yeah. But Rosie O'Donnell, she's one of those people.
If you want her to go away, just ignore her.
Well, yeah, but people won't. I know I'm feeding into it. But again, I was going to talk about the drone thing, but Mothership, Rosie O'Donnell, big. I just kind of made the visual comparison in my mind.
Oh, we got it. Now, there's another angle to The View. You want to talk about that for a minute?
What's that?
They're running commercials right now saying, you guys call for Disney, ABC, running commercials saying, you guys need to call the FCC and tell the FCC that The View is a bona fide news program. Right. It is a newscast because the way they're handling it now, it's a talk show like ours, right?
Right.
And that's what it is. But they're calling it a newscast so that they have to follow certain rules that they have to follow, which means like equal times type stuff and all that, if it's a newscast.
Well, they are worried about the FCC Brandon Carr crawling up their butts, and that's largely why we think they had JD on the other week.
Well, and JD was the highest-rated show in 3 years.
It's because that show sucks. So, I mean, it's another one of those shows. I don't know what the audience is for that show, but it actually is. But if you look at all these shows that, on the networks and that, present themselves as being either entertainment shows or unbiased, they're neither. None of them generate an actual freaking audience.
And, okay, that's a good place for me to jump in because I have no idea the fascination that ABC Disney has with the left and talking to the left in this country because it does them no good.
No,
right?
they lose.
But that's
lose
what
money.
The View is for. That's what the Kimmel Show is for. Those two shows, and they're sold on it. Jonathan Karl needs to be fired this week. With the pool and what's going on with the vandalism at the pool, Jonathan Karl pulled a Don Lemon. Okay? These guys that are vandalizing the pool, right. Jonathan Karl just so happened to be there. Just so happened to be there with cameras to go, look at this. The same thing Don Lemon did at the church in Minneapolis.
Right. Overall point, you and I just doing what we do here could not be artificially propped up. If we lost audience and lost money on a regular basis, we'd go bye-bye. These people at that level, they're just the fact that they're artificially propping them up and keeping them on the air is amazing to me. It's absolute propaganda.
Well, let me talk about something that's not. Let me talk about family-owned and operated Texas Rhino Shield. That's right. Texas Rhino Shield is number one when it comes to protecting your home. Now, it's not paint, and that's the beauty of Texas Rhino Shield. It is a ceramic coating. It is 9 times thicker than paint. It looks fantastic on your home, and you won't have to worry about your home for 25 years. Isn't that a good thing? I mean, it's not going – if you get a hailstorm or something and your house gets damaged that way, it's not going to do that. But the UV rays of the sun, yeah, your home is protected from that. And they give you a warranty for 25 years in writing. In my case, I'll never have to paint that house again. Nancy and I aren't going to be there more than 25 years, and so, boom, we're taken care of. And it comes in every color. It looks fantastic. They'll take $2,500 off the project, and it is a turnkey deal. They come in, they bathe your home really well and clean it up really well. Then they make whatever repairs are necessary. I had a bay window that had a couple of boards needed repair. And then from there on out, they apply the Rhino Shield, and, man, it is gorgeous. Get a free, no-obligation home estimate from our friends over at Texas Rhino Shield, family-owned and operated Rhino Shield, at TexasRhinoShield.com.
550 KTSA and FM 1071 is proud to support San Antonio-based nonprofit Soldiers Angels during Operation Appreciation. Now through the 4th of July, we'll be collecting care package items to ship to deployed service members around the world. Monetary donations are welcome to cover shipping costs. Get complete details now at KTSA.com. Presented by Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC. And in part by Window World, the Institute for Functional Health, Big State Financial, here in Texas, and Connecticut.
You know, we're talking a lot about Independence Day and July 4th. We talk about that every year. It's a big one this year, but it is something that we celebrate every year, our independence. But financial independence is something you have to work on all year round. It's something you build, not something that just shows up once a year. We've been doing this with Trajan Wealth for the past year or so. In fact, I was talking to my portfolio manager yesterday about some shifts in investments that we'd like to make based upon her suggestions. And so we'll be talking to her again in the next week or so about where we take our financial plan next. And she's a great advisor. All the advisors at Trajan Wealth are amazing. I'm not a financial guy, as I tell you every day, so a lot of this stuff has to be explained very simply and clearly to a person like me. And I appreciate our advisor's candor. I appreciate her honesty. They are fiduciary, so they're always concerned more about my well-being and my financial gain. When I make more money, they make more money, so you can trust their advice. Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC, and SEC registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. I'm an actual client. This is a paid advertisement, and additional disclosures are available at TrajanWealth.com. Call them up for a complimentary consultation, 1-855-TRAJAN-1.
Guests of Ware and Rima appear via the Stevens Roofing Newsmaker Hotline.
In the 80s, fashion was rad and music was cool. But if your AC isn't cool, that's totally bogus. It's Martin Bamba from the KTSA Rock and Home Show. For AC repair or a full install, call Right Home Services right now and get a complete AC install up to 3 tons for just $89.99. That's a limited time deal with serious savings. Right has the right team, the right price, and the right stuff. Call Right Home Services at 210-444-0000. They bring the cool.
The right stuff. I told my buyers, let's get them bought. Right now is the time to go. GiveMeTheVin.com is America's best car buyer, paying top dollar for your car, truck, sports car, exotic. What are you waiting for? We want to buy your car right now. Find out why thousands of satisfied customers across the United States put more money in their pocket by going to GiveMeTheVin.com.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Hey y'all, this is Hannah over at Ponderosa Ranch. And if you're planning a summer vacation, we need to talk about your pup. Summer is here, and while you're busy booking flights and packing bags, your dog is counting on you to find them the perfect home away from home. While you're soaking up the sun, your dog will be living their best life too. With personalized play packages, enriching activities, zoomies, cuddles, training, spa baths with podicures, and more, we don't just board your dog, we treat them like family. With 3 convenient locations open every single day all summer long, we make it easy for your family to get away knowing that your pup is safe, happy, and having just as much fun as you are, maybe even more. Don't wait, summer boarding fills up fast. Visit WeLoveYourDog.net to book their stay today, or call our reservation specialists at 210-404-9941. That's 210-404-9941. Ponderosa Ranch, where your dog's summer vacation begins.
Thomas J. Henry Law fights even when the insurance company says your claim is worth nothing. Thomas J. Henry doesn't back down. That's how we put over $1 billion in our clients' pockets in just the last 4 years. Visit ThomasJHenryLaw.com. Principal Office, San Antonio.
KTSA News brought to you by Stevens Roofing.
A man accused of stalking a West Side neighborhood with samurai swords is recovering in the hospital after he was shot last night by a Bexar County Sheriff's deputy. Catch up on the story right now, KTSA.com. Historic fraud happening in Southern California and Minnesota, and the DOJ is dropping the hammer on dozens of suspects. And a rap concert coming to the Alamo Dome is testing the boundaries of the First Amendment of the U.S. Constitution. We'll find out what's still happening at 8 o'clock. KTSA News Time, 7:34.
Good morning. Starting to clear a couple of our trouble spots. This report sponsored by Viom. I-10 lower level westbound 35 to Colorado. That wreck is cleared and the vehicle fire has cleared as well. I-10 upper level eastbound just past Calabria. Have a couple of stalls that are out to the shoulder. 281 southbound Tacoma and 410 westbound right as you approach McCullough. You wouldn't take somebody else's prescription, so why take somebody else's supplements? Viome starts with a simple at-home test, then creates custom biotics and nutrients designed specifically for your body. Personalized nutrition starts here. Go to Viome.com. Use code radio today. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
Hot weather continues today. It'll be partly sunny with a high of 93. We'll have a steady evening breeze, becoming cloudy tonight. The low down to 74 along the Riverwalk and 71 in Hill Country. After a cloudy start, sunshine returns Thursday, the high of 94. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina with your KTSA Stevens Roofing AccuWeather forecast.
Right now, 77 degrees, still mostly cloudy at San Antonio's Severe Weather Station. I'm Christian Blood. Stay connected with News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 107.1.
You know, Skinner gives me the best background to tell you about July 2nd here at KTSA. Do it! Oh, man, I love that. May have to do some Skinner that morning. Right here, 7 to 9 a.m., Operation Appreciation Wrap-Up. It's the birthday of America 250. The Rick Rice Band is going to come play. Gigi's Cupcakes, going to make some special cupcakes for us. We're going to have PJ's Coffee here. We're going to have hot dogs while supplies last, to get here early. I think we're going to have to double up on the hot dogs, Elaine. Telling you now, we're hearing a lot of rumbling and tumbling about people going to come by that morning because they want to celebrate the country. We're going to have some special musical guests that are going to be here and some other stuff that's going to be going on. And bring the kiddos. It's open to everybody. It's absolutely free. It's to celebrate the country, but also we want the kiddos to sit at the special table and write out these notes that go out for Operation Appreciation. It's all happening Thursday, next Thursday, July 2nd at KTSA on Eisenhower Road. Bring everybody with you. Motorcycle groups, we're going to have special parking out front for you guys as we always do in our circle. So come on and be a part of what we're going to be doing. The Democrat communists have taken over the Democrat Party. Do not, I caution you, do not take last night's thing in New York as just a New York thing. Now, the moderates, which there were only a handful that remain in the Democrat Party, the moderates see the handwriting on the wall, and if they are going to survive politically in the Democrat Party, they have to go full-on communist. So now they're going to be offering everything in the world to the young voters. Hey, listen, you deserve this, you deserve that, you deserve. And I'm going to go through their list here in just a little while. But here in the state of Texas, there is a Democrat communist that is running to be senator from the state of Texas. He calls himself a Presbyterian minister, but he hates Christianity.
Yeah, and that's, I always think of myself as a Christian who hates Christianity, right? And I always get drawn back into it.
So he's a guy, he was talking to, James Tallarico was talking to a drag queen who happens to be a guru and whatever. It's saying, I hate Christianity. And he does. It's very clear from his positions that he hates Christianity. And his biblical positions are anti-Christian. They're anti-biblical positions. But he's also anti-voter ID. In 2021, we had a battle here in the state of Texas to do voter ID. And he was one of them that left the state of Texas to protest it. We had a bunch of Democrats who took off and left here. He calls voter ID voter suppression, okay? And the reason for that is, obviously, the Democrats use illegal aliens to vote for them. So, yes, it is voter suppression for illegal aliens. It's to keep illegal aliens and those who are not citizens from voting here in the state of Texas, and we did get it passed. He said it's immoral, it's anti-American, it's an anti-democratic bill. He said it's one that I hate with every fiber of my being. He said we flew to D.C. to beg national Democrats, including Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and the leaders in the House and the Senate to pass federal voting rights legislation, which that's the only way we're going to be able to stop voter suppression here in the state of Texas. He says that people of color cannot vote in the state of Texas, that people who...
Weird. My wife votes.
People of color are barred from voting in the state of Texas. And he says we already have a lot of voter suppression in Texas. It's baked into our laws. And has been. We are such a white supremacist state in the state of Texas that people of color, whether you're brown or whether you're black, you don't get to vote in the state of Texas. James Tallarico. And he says, I fought fiercely against many of those laws when they were coming through the legislature. We're probably going to have to win by a little more than we would normally have for a completely free and fair election. I oppose having to have a driver's license, and I oppose voter ID. Currently, it's the law in Texas, but I oppose that law. There are a lot of Texans, currently hundreds of thousands, who cannot vote because they do not have an ID. James Tallarico, you're a lying son of a gun. None of what you said there is true. Absolutely none of it. But again, if they're going to have their constituency vote, which is illegal aliens and the homeless, then they cannot have voter ID.
Well, of course, and also, dead people who magically have, are embodied by somebody else with a registration card. Trump said it yesterday. It's so simple. Okay, we all know what's going on. The only reason I don't give a crap about their this bull crap that somehow people can't vote. They never magically show you anybody or present like this person right here couldn't vote. You never see that because it's not true. You're right. It's an absolute lie. And Trump said it, again, and we've all been saying it. If you are against voter ID, I don't want to hear about racial oppression. It's because you want to cheat. There's no other reason. Not to mention, and we have to repeat ourselves on this one, that saying that black people can't vote in any district in the country where they have to produce a photo ID is damned insulting to black people, brown people, whoever you're talking about, old people. If you claim that person old people, maybe you can make the argument if somebody's a shut-in. But if you're black in America and a Democrat is telling you, whether it's Tallarico or whomever, that you're incapable of voting if you have to produce a photo ID, you should take that as being damned insulting. I know it's a white guy saying what you should find insulting, but I know people who are black who say it's insulting. I know other folks who say, I can't believe they actually make that claim. Well, the only reason they're making it, again, is because they want to cheat. They want to own elections in this country, and this is the way you go about it.
Well, yes, and also to prove the point, when there is an election and they happen to win, you don't hear about this at all,
no,
do
you? Don't.
They don't.
Well, yeah, it's like when they win the presidency, you don't hear about the Electoral College going away all of a sudden.
Right. So as long as it serves their purposes, which is to hammer Republicans who want to have voter ID regulations in this country, which we all should want, and over 75% of all Americans want it. We have asked for it over and over again. John Thune and the Rhino Republicans are trying to kill it. And James Tallarico, he understands what's at stake because if illegals didn't get to vote in elections here, and non-citizens, by the way, if they didn't get to vote in elections, Democrats would not be elected freely and fairly.
Well, no, they can't sell they can't, nobody's going to buy what they're selling. We hear that all the time. The agenda that you're describing with Tallarico, you can't win elections with that straight up. That's another reason why he's trying to cover it up now and act like he's something other than what he actually is, because they know they can't sell it to the general public, and so you have to subvert the elections. You have to own the elections. You have to be able to get all the ballots you need where you need them when you need it, and the only way you do that is by making it up or letting illegals vote or cheating the vote one way or the other. So, no, you don't want a photo ID, but don't give me this racial bullcrap that people can't vote in America because of a photo ID.
They're still counting votes in California.
Well, yeah, New York did that pretty quickly, didn't they?
5 weeks ago. 5 weeks ago, they're still counting.
Right.
Evolve Medical Group, for your betterment, for your health and your well-being. And when I say well-being, I mean your quality of life. Quality of life comes from being pain-free and having a great sense of movement where you can get up and move around without being in so much pain. Are you in consistent pain, regular pain, ongoing pain? Well, why don't you reach out to evolvemedgroup.com, and sit down with them and do an evaluation with them and see if they can help you with that. They've helped me a ton. I feel so much better since I've been going to Evolve Medical Group. I get around so much better. I have freedom of movement again. I'm back to working out. I'm back to working in the yard. I'm back to doing things that I had stopped doing for so many years because I was just hurting all the time. Now, am I perfect? Am I feeling 18 again? No. That's never going to happen at 62. But I can tell you I feel a whole lot better than I did at 58, 57, 55, 52. I feel a whole lot better at 62 than I did a decade ago. And thanks to Evolve Medical Group, PRP, stem cells, hormone replacement, weight loss, they do the whole gamut over there, even primary care. EvolveMedGroup.com. Partly sunny with a high of 93 today, 77 right now, KTSA.
Good morning. Starting to clear a couple of our trouble spots. This report sponsored by Viom. I-10 lower level westbound 35 to Colorado. That wreck is cleared and the vehicle fire has cleared as well. I-10 upper level eastbound just past Culebra. Have a couple of stalls that are out to the shoulder. 281 southbound Tacoma and 410 westbound right as you approach McCullough. You wouldn't take somebody else's prescription, so why take somebody else's supplements? Viome starts with a simple at-home test, then creates custom biotics and nutrients designed specifically for your body. Personalized nutrition starts here. Go to Viome.com. Use code radio today. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
Get the latest local news, weather, and traffic online at KTSA.com. This is News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 1071.
Health insurance decisions can change quickly, and making the wrong choice can cost you. I'm Justin Holland, host of the Mad Insurance Show right here on KTSA. We're a broker at Texas State Insurance Services. Whether you're turning 65 and exploring Medicare, need individual or family coverage, or a business owner reviewing employee benefits, we can help you compare your options and make confident decisions. Visit us at txstateinsurance.com or call us at 210-880-5316 to schedule your coverage review today.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. San Antonio, let's set the record straight. Bjorn's has evolved.
Sure, we're still your go-to for premium audio, video, and home theater, but that's just the beginning.
We now specialize in smart home automation, lighting control systems and fixtures, motorized shades, rock-solid networking, and outdoor entertainment that turns your backyard into a getaway.
Imagine pressing one button to lower the shade, set the lights, and queue up your playlist. That's how we make smart living simple.
And don't forget the outside. We install outdoor TVs built for Texas heat and hidden landscape speakers that sound incredible without disrupting your view.
We customize every solution, residential or commercial, and we install it right the first time. No guesswork, no regrets.
Our team's been bringing cutting-edge tech home for 50 years.
Come visit the Bjorn showroom on 281. Get inspired.
We'll show you how the future of technology can fit perfectly into your world. Because if it's technology,
it's at Bjorn's. Just Bjorn's.
Hi, this is Bob Webster for my friends over at Southwest Metal Roofing Systems. It's just quality is such a hard thing to find in the day's world. I mean, there are so many roofers around that, they're here one day, gone the next. Putting on those old shingle roofs that wear out after a few years or after the first hailstorm. Why not get the last roof you will ever put on your home? A beautiful roof from Southwest Metal Roofing Systems. I mean, the gap in price between metal and shingles has come way down. Southwest Metal Roofing System roofs are an amazing value, extremely well priced, best guarantee in the industry. They're going to save you money on your energy bill every month because they're so energy efficient. Plus, most homeowners insurance companies give you a discount because they know they're never going to have to replace that roof. Plus, it's a darn good looking roof. Lots of choices of color, lots of choices of looks, but all with the same great quality. Southwest Metal Roofing Systems, 822-6868 is the number. Give them a call for the best roof in the industry.
Since 1993, Thomas J. Henry dedicated himself to building a firm that injured clients can trust and respect. A firm backed by a track record of success and commitment to our clients. If you've been injured, trust Thomas J. Henry, San Antonio, Texas.
Not a lot of things in this world are free, especially a world with high inflation. But when it comes to financial education, I have something free for you. It's the Creating Richer Lives podcast. I'm Carl Eggers, your host. Find the podcast each week at creatingricherlives.com or on all major podcasting platforms.
Today's Pledge of Allegiance, powered by Stevens Roofing.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
749, Ware and Rima, KTSA.
We just saw this on the Fox News there. Angie Baez is a 40-year-old fat chick, and she was one of the people that were stealing Nick's trash cans by dumping all the garbage on the street and then running off with the trash can. And you had talked about this a few days ago after the finals or when the finals were going on, that they had these commemorative trash cans. And I didn't mean to be insulting to people who are overweight. I'm just saying she looks like a really unpleasant overweight person. Mm-hmm. And people were dumping the garbage out on the streets of New York. That's how much they care about their own damn city, and then running off with the trash cans. Well, Angie Baez, used to work at J.P. Morgan Chase. She was an executive director. And I'll get a little deeper into her background here in a second. But, given all the negative attention brought, onto J.P. Morgan because of her actions, they let her go. You track just a smidge of her resume, and I was actually reading the New York Post story on her. And she is one of these people who is a diversity and equity officer or whatever. She worked at Goldman Sachs for a while as an equity officer. And these people sail through the private sector. And, certainly it's true in government, but, in the private sector, these people make ungodly amounts of money for doing this crap. And they work for very big-name companies and very rich companies. And a lot of these folks, it's not even identifiable what they actually freaking do. But, as you and I know in the free market system, if you bring some shade onto the company that employs you, they may, in a public way, like with this person, they may cut your ass loose, and so she's out of a gig, man. They fired her, and I would submit to you, maybe hiring her in the first place wasn't the best idea because with a lot of the things that we've been talking about thematically today, with kind of the communist, fascist takeover of America, you're going to see people like this flourish and thrive because most communist nations are, at least as far as the leadership and business, whatever's left of it, and government, are comprised mostly of what? Mediocre people who have no observable talent or skill. If you look at people who were populating the upper echelon of leadership in communist Russia, in Nazi Germany, they were all very mediocre people, largely. Because only in a fascist state do mediocre people thrive. And you just look through a few of her resume pieces where this chick has actually worked, making ungodly amounts of money. And for what? She doesn't appear to have any real life skill of any kind. You could be a DEI officer, I guess, and claim you're that, and have absolutely no expertise or education to that end. But in this world, people like that, they rise to the top, man. And that's why a lot of dull and talentless and mediocre people, in a sense, I believe, love the current crop of Democrats and love socialism and love this kind of thing. Because it's the only way. It's like the tranny thing with the athletes who can't compete against other dudes, and so they magically become women so they can go compete against women and win all the championships. It's the same thing with the general population. People who can't really contribute anything because they don't have any talent or they don't have any drive or they're just mediocre people, they thrive in a communist state. They do very well, just like this chick has.
She is obviously, and this is the case with all DEI people, it's so that a company such as the J.P. Morgan Chase can say we have a DEI division, we have a DEI director. But it's meaningless. It's just so that they can say that.
That's it.
That's the only reason they do this. They don't actually do anything. They don't actually have a job where they are working, every day. Most of the time they don't even show up. And so that's what she was. And so this was no big deal for them to get rid of her because they're not actually losing an important person. This is not like, oh, my God, we have to have her. No. You know what? We'll bring somebody else in, and we'll hire Sean Rima, and we'll call him the DEI
they won't hire
director.
Me.
Well,
because I'm the wrong skin color or gender or whatever.
They'll find another black girl. They'll bring her. KJP is out there, and they'll bring her in, and they'll say this is a DEI director, and they don't actually do anything. And the reason she stole the trash can is pretty obvious. I mean, she needed another trash can to hold all of her food boxes.
Oh. I just, a lot of these people, and, whether you're talking about this chick or you go online to TikTok and you see a lot of these young people who are, in that column who think political violence is fine. You kind of hear the stuff that's tumbling out of their mouths. And all of them are angry, unhappy people by and large, again. And John kind of intimated towards this when we were talking to him, in that you really market yourself. If you're a full-on communist, fascist, whatever label we're going to use, the current term is socialist. If you're a full-on that, and you want that to take over in America, okay, I said you need a steady flow of morons. So who do you market yourself to? Unhappy young people, unhappy people in general, people who feel their entire lives are somebody else's fault or they want something for free. You target yourselves and market that message to stupid, mediocre people. And she is another example of that. And you give them a job like that where you're earning $100K a year for doing nothing. And you see it, I think, rife throughout government. You certainly see it in the private sector of these companies because you're right. The only reason that person was employed was so they could say they have a DEI officer. That's it. Person doesn't actually do anything.
No. The president tweeted 8 minutes ago. He said, "America the Beautiful will never be a communist country," President DJT. I would caution anybody, including him, about taking that kind of attitude because it is definitely here. It has taken a stronghold, and the Democrat Party is now the Communist Party of America. And the reason I say that, Sean, Democrats now know if there were any moderates like a Ro Khanna, and he said last night, the Democrat Party is being remade before our very eyes. Democrats know if they're going to win elections going forward, they have to buy off on this. They have to represent it. I don't care. Most of these guys like, Hans Jeffries and the rest of them, they're nothing but just empty suits that will play whatever role so that they can stay in power. They don't have any true convictions coming from inside of themselves. So they will be a communist. If that's what it takes in order for them to get elected, you bet I'll be a communist. I'll be whatever to get elected. People like that. And he's a prime example of that. But it has taken root in this country, and it has taken over the largest city and the largest state in America, and it's working its way through middle part of the country right now. Kansas, Iowa, places like that. You've got communists that are running and winning.
Maryland, yeah, I mean, you're right. And look, if you want an example that people will know and is recognizable, and also kind of plays into what I was saying, that the people who, rise to the top of the cream of the crop of the communist community in this country are themselves very mediocre and talentless people. Look at AOC. Now, she's a true believer, I believe. She really absolutely swallowed all of this stuff about socialism completely and utterly. And we've said for the longest time, maybe not currently, but we've talked for the longest time about how she kind of represents that new vanguard of socialists who are rolling in. And, there's nothing observably interesting or talented about her at all, just like the rest of them. But you're right. They got the right set of beliefs. They're socialist, it's the label we attach, but you're right. It's communism. I call it fascism. That's who they are. And they want absolute freaking control. And I think you're right. You can't really take it for granted. I don't know what the president's doing that. I think the president is saying what the president's going to say, which is this country is never going to be that. I think probably inside himself he knows how dicey it really actually kind of is right now. But you're right. More people need to understand. You can't take it for granted. You can't take it over the next few days that just because we're going to have these big celebrations that America can't become that very quickly.
And we'll take a break. More Ware and Rima coming up. KTSA.
Discover the difference that Jesus Christ can make in your life at Cornerstone Church, located at 18755 Stone Oak Parkway in San Antonio. Every Sunday morning at 8:30 and 11 and Sunday evenings at 6:30, join Pastors John and Matt Hagee as they preach the uncompromising Word of God. Can't make it to the church? Cornerstone offers live streaming of all the Sunday worship services. You can find them each Sunday online at jhm.org and on Facebook Live. JHM.org also offers on-demand sermons by Pastors John and Matt Hagee, concerts with award-winning Christian artists, as well as special, well-known guest speakers from around the nation and the world. Cornerstone Church offers encouragement for every stage of life. They have special programs for kids, teens, and young adults as well. So bring your family and friends to Cornerstone Church at the corner of 1604 and Stone Oak Parkway. For more information, visit sacornerstone.org or call 210-490-1600. We look forward to seeing you soon.
Hey, it's Sean. If your AC is struggling, my friends at John Wayne can help you fast. Call John Wayne for HVAC, plumbing, and electrical. One company for the whole house. You get straight answers and clear options with no pressure. Now, if you think you need a new AC system, get a free estimate from John Wayne. Especially if another company told you that you need a big repair or a full replacement, get a free second opinion from John Wayne. A second opinion can save you from replacing a system you might not need to replace. Plus, a free estimate helps you compare your options and make a smart decision. John Wayne can inspect your system, explain what's going on, and tell you what makes the most sense. They handle AC repairs and full replacements every day here in San Antonio. So call my friends at John Wayne or book an appointment online. Either way, it's easy to get on the schedule, and you can see these great coupon offers plus other current deals on the John Wayne website. Click coupons for details. Call them up today, 210-293-6700, or look them up online at johnwayne.com.
This is San Antonio's news, traffic, and weather station.
KTSA. It's 8 o'clock at KTSA San Antonio. I'm Christian Blood. A man carrying large knives in a West Side neighborhood is expected to recover after he was shot by Bexar County Sheriff's deputies last night. The man was called in by concerned neighbors who told dispatch he was going onto people's property. Deputies showed up, found the man, and told him to drop the knives.
He did not drop the weapons. When he failed to do so after several commands, one of the deputies fired several shots at him. That suspect was shot at least twice that I know of.
Sheriff Javier Salazar says the man was likely having a mental episode of some kind. The deputy is involved now on administrative leave while the investigation continues. The Justice Department is cracking down on what it's calling historic fraud in the U.S., much of it in Minnesota and Southern California.
In one case, a nurse practitioner allegedly ran a $900 million scheme billing Medicare for unnecessary skin grafts. Officials say she took that money and bought an $800,000 necklace, a Ferrari, and a luxury vacation. The FBI also announced 2 more suspects on its most wanted fraudsters list, allegedly connected to nearly $700 million in medical testing schemes.
Correspondent Karen Waugh. Jewish leaders in San Antonio blasting the Alamo Dome's decision to allow Kanye West to use the venue for a concert on the 4th of July.
Craig Berkowitz, who heads the Jewish Foundation in San Antonio, says they understand his right to free speech.
The city should have a policy that balances those rights with a need to limit access for anti-Semites.
The concert, though, will be allowed to take place so far. 6 members of City Council issued a joint statement on Tuesday saying censorship could set a precedent by limiting expression based on controversial viewpoints. John Cruz, KTSA News.
KTSA News time is 8:02. Let's check out KTSA Sports right here with Rob Thompson.
In the NBA, the draft went off last night. Number 1 overall was A.J. Debance. He went to the Washington Wizards, followed by Kansas's Darren Peterson to Utah, Duke's forward Cameron Boozer to Memphis, and North Carolina forward Caleb Wilson to Chicago. The Spurs picked up 6'10" Kentucky forward Jaden Quintance with their first of what became 2 picks in the first round. He's remembered as a defender and a rim runner, though he's been hurt for the last 2 years. They also made a trade with Denver for the 26th pick in the draft and picked up another big man, UConn's Terrace Reed Jr., sending tomorrow night's 35th overall pick and 2 future second-rounders to Denver. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
KTSA Time Saver Traffic and a look at KTSA AccuWeather up next on 550 KTSA and FM 107.1.
The healthiest patients in San Antonio are at the Institute for Functional Health. I'm Dr. Torres, and we help folks get off medications, feel better, look better, and become undeniably healthy. You've struggled with the same health concerns for a long time. It's frustrating, depressing, and nothing has worked. The good news is, at the Institute for Functional Health, we know everyone is unique, and medicine is never a one-size-fits-all solution. That's why we order specific labs to uncover the root cause of your symptoms. Your blood gives us all the answers, and we develop a doctor-supervised game plan that is specifically designed for you. Over the last decade, we have helped thousands of individuals look and feel years younger. All of us at the Institute for Functional Health are proud to say we have the healthiest patients in San Antonio, and we will help you become part of that club. See for yourself at iffhealth.com and call to schedule your complimentary consultation at 468-1891. 468-1891. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health. 468-1891.
South Texas diesel owners, when your truck's down, downtime costs money. Trust the diesel experts at DPFR. DPFR, diesel problems fixed right. Learn more at dpfrsa.com or call 726-888-7990.
Need a new AC? Right Home Services has a complete install, up to 3 tons, for just $89.99. It's Martin Bomba from the KTSA Rock and Home Show. Call Right Home Services at 210-444-0000.
KTSA News brought to you by Stevens Roofing.
KTSA News Time coming up on 8:05. Let's get a quick check. KTSA Time Saver traffic.
Good morning. New trouble spot 1604 westbound at Judson. Getting reports of an accident. Center lane is blocked. This road work through the downtown area. I-10 upper level westbound Frio Street to just past Culebra. We've got road work. That's what's causing your delays. 2 right lanes are closed. It's slow starting right around Fulton. 281 southbound Tacoma. That's a stall off to the shoulder and another stall 410 eastbound Callahan. Right shoulder blocked. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
Under partly sunny skies, a hot day today with the high at 93. There'll be a steady evening breeze, then it becomes cloudy tonight. The low 74 along the Riverwalk and 71 in Hill Country. After a cloudy start to Thursday, sunshine returns. Breezy, the high of 94. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterino with your KTSA Stevens Roofing AccuWeather forecast.
77 degrees and mostly cloudy at San Antonio's severe weather station. I'm Christian Blood. Stay connected with News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 1071.
News Talk 550 KTSA.
It is very interesting to me anyway. May not be interesting to anybody else, but that at our 250th year of existence as a republic, that we are a constitutional republic, what we're supposed to be, that we are seeing the rise of communism the way that we are, even in San Antonio. And what I mean by that is this latest push by Mayor Jones to limit the people who can express their free market views in a place like San Antonio, which she's doing with Kanye West at this point, is no different than what goes on in China. China is a big censorship country. They censor people all the time. In fact, we have to change movies before they will release them in China because they have to get through the Chinese censors over there. Every bit of speech in China, which is a communist nation, is reviewed before it's allowed to be done in a public setting of any kind, whether that's the town square or radio, television, or whatever. And I've been saying this about the Mayor Jones thing and Kanye. I don't like Kanye. I don't care about him. I don't think about Kanye West. He's never on my radar. The stuff that he has said in the past that I've looked at, say, number one, it's just stupid. It's mindless, which Kanye, I guess he is stupid and mindless to a certain degree, but yes, anti-Semitic, absolutely, that stuff's been said. But in this country, we don't tell people what they can and cannot say. Government doesn't. Right. Private industry can, but government cannot. And that's the whole point of our Constitution and our Bill of Rights and the way this whole thing was structured. So she had the press conference yesterday and talked about what was offensive. And, sure, what he said is offensive to Jews for sure. But then she went on to say that she's going to limit what he can sell at the concert and then what songs he's going to do. In other words, I guess what she's thinking is he's going to have to produce a song list, a set list, and Gina will go through it and she will decide what songs Kanye can and cannot do in the Alamo Dome. That's what she said. She's going to limit what he can sell in terms of merch and what he can perform on the stage. Again, I've been saying this for quite some time. This is not about Kanye West, guys. This is about the future and control of what is going to be happening in San Antonio. So it's going to be left up to, and in fact, she and Craig Berkowitz said that yesterday. We're going to put a framework. He's the CEO of the Jewish Federation. We're going to put a framework in place going forward. This is not about Kanye. This is not about him.
Right.
It never is when you're talking about a politician. Politicians are opportunists. They look for an opportunity to control. That's the whole point of a Democrat communist. And they have to control you. They have to control what you say. They have to control what you see. And so that's what she's attempting to do here. She said, we're going to have a better process going forward. Well, let's talk about that for a minute.
Yeah, that's the part that bugged me.
A better process going forward. So I suppose if pick a name, an entertainer, any of them.
Well, Ted Nugent again. He was on Pags last night.
Okay, I said Ted Nugent earlier today. Ted Nugent's going to play the Alamo Dome. He'll have to produce a set list to Gina Ortiz-Jones or whoever she nominates as the body that's going to review these things. And that song can't, that song can, that song can't, that song can't. They will be a censorship board in San Antonio saying what they can and cannot play, what they can and cannot say from the stage. Let's think about this for a minute. A lot of leftists like Bruce Springsteen, you go to his concert, and he preaches at you for about 45 minutes and sings for about 5 of his 50-minute set, and then he's off the stage. Cost you $7,000 to be preached at for 45 minutes by Bruce Springsteen. Well, if you came here and you're a conservative and you wanted to play, what's her name? Carrie
Underwood.
Carrie Underwood. She just showed off a bunch of flags, American flags, on her piece of property, like thousands of them that she has lined up on her property. Well, do you think Gina Ortiz-Jones is going to let Carrie Underwood play the Dome? Absolutely not.
Well, no, I mean,
absolutely not.
Because I agree with everything you laid it out very well in the first hour. Jack had said yesterday that it's all about Trump, and I think you're right. I think it's about normalizing the idea that you can dictate to people what they can and can't say, and largely it's about folks who would have a conservative message, which, as you pointed out earlier in the show, they've been marketing or claiming as a Nazi, a Hitlerian doctrine for over 10 years. Trump said it yesterday in New York, PA. They've been calling me a Nazi for over 10 years. So certainly, yeah, you should be able. My question is, how do they legally do that? I mean, if you're talking about a venue that maybe gets some public money but is largely privately owned, how do you? I mean, I don't know how legally you do that, but I don't think they really give a crap. Maybe about the legality.
Well, that's the whole point of this discussion, in that the Alamo Dome is owned by the city.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
So if it were, say, SeaWorld, like she brought up SeaWorld.
Right,
which is privately held.
This isn't right.
She couldn't say squat to SeaWorld because that's a private institution. Fiesta, Texas, she mentioned them as well.
Yeah.
But with the publicly held buildings, such as the Alamo Dome or soon-to-come Project Marble, she thinks, because she's God, I guess, so that she can say what you can sell and can't sell, what you can play and can't play in those buildings. That's completely the opposite. That's 180 degrees the opposite of what the Constitution says.
Certainly.
The Constitution says the government cannot restrict your free speech. SeaWorld can. Fiesta, Texas can.
Right.
Private venues can all day long. But a government cannot. And what she's doing is she's normalizing this idea of saying, we're going to tell you what you can and cannot say and play and what you can and cannot sell if you're in our buildings. And that's just not what the Constitution says.
But there's a lot of people that will be fine with that, and I think if COVID taught us anything, it's that you can normalize the idea in certain situations. The difference between COVID, well, I guess not much. They created COVID. They've created this idea that conservatives are Nazis. And so you could do anything to a Nazi.
And
so if you deter, because what got what got me about the whole Kanye thing is that suddenly they have an issue with this guy. Okay, there's Jew hatred all across this country. I know we're talking specifically about San Antonio, but you got Jew haters right here in San Antonio if you had public displays. You've got this stuff going on every day of the week. These people have nothing to say about that.
You see how evil she is?
Oh, yeah.
Because she brought the Jewish Federation in on it to legitimize what she's attempting to do, which is censorship.
Right.
And she got them to come along next to her and say, yeah, Kanye's a horrible person.
Legitimizes it, yeah.
And what it does is it gives her the cred to be able to say, yeah, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep him from singing this song. I'm going to keep him from selling this. He can't say that. That's censorship, folks.
I don't think she's allowed to do that. She's got a lawsuit coming towards her.
That's what I was saying. They're going to sue her. Yeah, it's the first person that has a problem is going to sue her.
I said that days ago. I said that days ago. She's going to get, the city's going to get sued. It's going to end up costing the taxpayers of San Antonio a lot of money. But listen to me. This is no different than communist China. This is what China does. That's why I open this segment this way. You produce a movie that they don't like certain parts in that movie, and you have to sell it in China because they got billions of people over there you want exposed to your product, so you'll change the movie. They do it all the time. Hollywood does it all the time. And so this is what she's attempting to do in San Antonio. This has nothing to do with Kanye West. Nothing at all. This is a pretext that she is setting up. In the future, she's going to be able to dictate to no RNC.
Well, you mentioned the RNC.
You're not going to let Hitler
come. Yeah.
If Donald Trump comes in here with the RNC, you ain't going to let Hitler in here. And the party of Hitler, MAGA, every MAGA person is a Hitler person, according to the Democrat communists in this country. So we can't have any MAGA thing. Forget about having a huge Christian event like what we have in the Alamo Dome, because they're all crazy, whack job, far right, terrorists.
Well,
we can't have
and there's just enough moronic thugs in this, in the same mediocre dullards I was describing last hour, who will be fine with that,
right?
As long as they're shutting down the right people.
So right, so they'll have. Let's say we're going to have Franklin Graham going to have a rally here.
No, okay? He's a Nazi,
and he's going to be at the Alamo Dome. He's welcome to have his rally at the Alamo Dome, but he's got to turn in his notes of his sermon to Gina Jones so she can look at those notes and decide what he can and cannot say. It's the same thing.
Well,
this is the exact same thing.
I agree, yeah.
That's what she's doing. She's taking control as a censor, just like in communist China. She's a Democrat communist. That's what she's doing.
Well, I mean, again, you're setting something up, and for what you want to do down the road. I've always thought, well, this really has nothing to do with Kanye at all. And I actually do like a couple of his songs. I don't know his work very well. I know just the one record.
But if you take the position I'm taking on this, well, you're just defending an anti-Semite. You're defending a guy.
Well,
and it's so far the same from the truth. Again, I'll say, I could give two spits about Kanye West. I never even think about the guy. What I care about, here's what I care about almost as much as my faith in God, is that Constitution.
Oh, yeah.
Kanye's just the stepping stone.
Yeah, well, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. He is forming the pretext that gives her, and she brought the Jewish. This is how evil she is. She brought the Jewish Federation in to legitimize this argument, but it's only about power and control.
They're going to sue.
That's
the city.
it.
They're going to sue the city because contracts have already been signed.
Well,
everything's already been signed.
Well, they're going to let this one play.
It's not about this one. It's not about this one.
They're going to let this. That's what I'm saying. It's not about Kanye. They're going to let him play. But now she has the pretext in the future ones to say, if you want to play here, show me your song.
Yeah,
list.
I mean, Elaine brought that up the other day. They've known about this for months. Suddenly they're having this reaction, and suddenly, we don't have enough votes, right, to shut it down, is what she said. We did a survey of the council. We can't get the votes. She demonized kind of the people who were voting against shutting down the concert. Brought up that some people have been offered free tickets.
Let's just sum it up this way. In the future, soon to come from her office, it'll be passed by this socialist communist city council, will be a list that'll say, if you want to play in a public facility in San Antonio, this is what you can do and you cannot do. This is what you can say and you cannot say. This is the type of song, and these are the regulations. You have to give us your song list and the lyrics so we can approve it. That's
Good
coming.
luck.
I agree.
We're going to be another poor city.
Well,
we're getting there.
Let me tell you about Stevens Roofing. Nothing poor about Stevens Roofing, man. Everything they do is top of the line, and it is the absolute best. For more than 40 years right here in our community, they've been taking care of homes just like yours and mine. In fact, mine for 23 years, they've been coming out with a free roof inspection. They never charge you for this, and, it's just great to know what condition your roof is in. I'm talking about honest inspections, professional workmanship that you can count on, and so many thousands of South Texans count on Stevens Roofing all the time. For metal roofing, composition roofing, they really are the specialists and ready to do it for you. If you've had storms come through, and we've had some of those heavy rainfalls and even some high winds, look, it's worth getting your roof looked at to know you're going to have the right peace of mind going into the very hot summer. All you got to do is give them a call. Locally owned and experienced for more than 40 years. The roofing company that I trust, and I know you can too. That's Stevens Roofing. 210-785-0994. Partly sunny with a high of 93 today. Right now, 78 at KTSA.
Good morning. New trouble spot, 1604 westbound at Judson. Getting reports of an accident. Center lane is blocked. This road work through the downtown area. I-10 upper level westbound Frio Street to just past Culebra. We've got road work. That's what's causing your delays. 2 right lanes are closed. It's slow starting right around Fulton. 281 southbound Tacoma. That's a stall off to the shoulder, and another stall 410 eastbound Callahan. Right shoulder blocked. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
550 KTSA, celebrating America 250. Happy 250th. News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 1071.
Dave Ramsey here, and I love my Connecticut water softener. Right now, with the purchase of a Connecticut water softener, you receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station at your kitchen sink, complete with a color fixture to match your kitchen. That means cleaner, better tasting water for coffee, cooking, ice, and everyday drinking. The Connecticut K5 drinking water station removes up to 99% of many contaminants and can be customized for your home. So instead of buying bottled water or wondering what's really coming out of your tap, you get cleaner, great tasting water right where you use it most. A Connecticut runs on energy from your water flow, which means no electricity, no timer, and no computer that can break. With its twin tank system, you get soft water 24/7. Call Connecticut of San Antonio and the Hill Country for a free water test at 210-656-PURE. And tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
ConnecticutSA.com.
License number 38961.
Car wreck? What happens next? Thomas J. Henry knows you deserve to get compensated for your injuries. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Visit thomasjhenrylaw.com. The name you know, the firm you trust. Principal Office, San Antonio.
Well, if you're like most investors, you're probably a bit confused on what to do with your investment portfolio right now. There's been a lot of volatility. We've seen a big move in interest rates, a war, new technology being introduced, and rising inflation. Hey folks, this is Carl Eggers. You've heard me for over a decade on the Trey Ware Show. When I talk to listeners like you, the biggest issue I see when reviewing their portfolio is that there is no strategy or game plan. Without a game plan, it makes achieving your financial goals very difficult. It's probably time to schedule a free financial checkup with me. I'll personally analyze your current cash flow, your investments, and yes, even your tax return. There will not be a high-pressured sales pitch at this meeting, just a clear, concise conversation about your specific financial situation. We actively manage assets using unique, tailored investments, not cookie-cutter models or proprietary products. Give us a call at 210-526-0057 or visit us online at creatingricherlives.com.
CapTrust Financial Advisors is an investment advisor registered under the Investment Advisors Act of 1940 and does not render legal advice.
Trouble sleeping lately? Upgrade to the great sleep you deserve at Mattress Firm's July 4th sale. Choose from a curated selection of top brands and let their sleep experts help you narrow it down. They make sleep easy.
The Joe Pags Show, this afternoon at 5. News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 1071.
821, Ware and Rima, KTSA.
Well, I want to hit a couple of things. First off, Trey, black people don't care about July 4th. They care about Juneteenth. They don't care about July 4th or Thanksgiving. And when July 4th rolls around, they take it off. Well, they get it off like everybody else. But the only reason they do barbecue is because they have the day off. They don't like July 4th. That was Joy Reid, just so you know. She's speaking for all black people. If you're black and you're listening, Joy Reid says you don't care about July 4th. You find it insulting and oppressive. So
the real Independence Day is Juneteenth. She said.
Yeah, that's why I said Juneteenth is really the only Independence Day that matters. But again, it's kind of like the voter ID, saying that black people only, the only reason they barbecue on July 4th is because they have the day off. Itself is almost just as insulting as claiming a black person can't vote because they can't come up with a photo ID.
Stand by. Okay.
Because in many ways, and with apologies to my dear spicy white friends, because I know that my white brothers and sisters do love a 4th of July. It is Independence Day. Everybody's barbecuing. It's a thing. I can promise you, black folks, we will take that day off. We will barbecue because we off. But black people, that nobody black I know is really excited about the 4th of July. Because
isn't that kind of insulting to black people? We just take the day off. We take the day off. The white man gives us the day off, so we take it. We eat our barbecue, but we don't like it. We don't like July 4th.
There's a duality to 4th of July that is hard to reconcile if you think about it too much. It's like indigenous people on Thanksgiving. Like they're like, yeah, but y'all are celebrating that, but this is actually our Nakba. Okay, you're celebrating the destruction of all of our lands.
God, she's annoying. I mean, at the end of the day, she's just annoying. Her voice makes my teeth itch. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me be very clear.
I don't get it. Go ahead. Sorry about that.
Oh, the other thing I did want to talk about, you and I a week ago or so were talking about Donald Trump and his demeanor, he kind of seemed like he was at a slower vibration, and we were kind of kicking that back and forth. And, if there was any doubt about Donald Trump's energy level or where he is right now, yesterday he was back in full form. I mean, in York, PA, talking at the Mack Truck Factory. He hit all the major food groups. I mean, he obviously talked about how he rolled back a lot of these arbitrary regs in the Biden administration. The behest of Barack Obama to kind of shut down the auto industry, and so it's a lot easier and cheaper to make trucks again. He hit all the major food groups again, like no tax on tips. We got jobs coming back. Where we saw this week that we're as far as manufacturing, America is really doing well. We're a producing country again, which is what we started the Industrial Revolution as, a producing country. But his energy level and his humor was there. It was back in full force. Because the one thing I had kind of noticed during the days prior to the Memorandum of Understanding is that he did seem tired. And I think sometimes we, when that fist went in the air in Butler, PA, that man took on mythic proportions such as we haven't seen in our lifetime. And maybe never with the President of the United States. I mean, he really became something otherworldly in that one moment, which was a magnificent moment. Fight, fight, fight. But I think we have to remember that he is a human being. He is a human being who's in his 80s. And I'm sure this Iran thing has been, I don't know if stressful would be the proper word for a guy like that, for his personality type. But it's a heavy, heavy weight. I mean, you're talking about a man who literally has the weight of the world on his shoulders. And I think he just looked tired to me. Maybe I was ascribing too much meaning to that when we were talking about it on the air. But yesterday, man, he was Trumpy all the way. And obviously he's there for the midterms. Obviously he's trying to help out that candidate in York, PA. He's got a great record like Mamdani. I'd started off the show saying, we really are in this weird kind of crossroads between these two groups or ideologies, one that loves America and understands its exceptionalism, and then the people who are kissed by a guy like Mamdani, who is the exact polar opposite as far as communism, and what you've been talking about all morning. But Trump was he was Trump. He was very much Trump yesterday at that rally, if that makes sense.
He's in his element when he's doing these rallies. So he's heading into a 14 to 16-day haul of celebrating America, and this is what he's all about. This is where he shines.
Oh, sure. But his energy level, even, like his humor wasn't quite there, it seemed like the past few weeks. He just, and maybe again because of what you and I do for a living, we watch him so closely every day.
But we weren't seeing rallies. This is
well, I get that.
This is what he does.
No, I know, I get that. But I mean, in general, he's a very funny guy, and he's got sort of an air about him that's very humorous in that way. And it just seemed like, and I get what you're saying. Yeah, it was a rally. You're nodding. I get it. But but there was just, he didn't seem like he was. Mm-hmm. As Trumpy as Trump normally is. Mm-hmm. And yesterday, it was on full display.
And tonight he's going to be on full display again.
Yes, he is.
And for the next, number of days until July 10th.
Absolutely.
You're going to see him just light up the world with his personality.
Well, you are. And that was on display yesterday.
No question. And he was at a Mack truck place, and I got to tell you, that's a great company, and so is the LS Tractor Company. You start blue, you stay blue with big blue LS tractors at Dietz Tractor in Seguin. Right there on the frontage road of I-10. Just take I-10 east, and Dietz Tractor will be on the right-hand side where they have been since 1973. The Dietz family. That's right. Locally owned and operated. Mark and Dale and the whole team out there want you to come out and see them for all of your heavy equipment needs. I'm talking about mowing and tilling and plowing and hauling hay and all those things you try to get done, cutting with a disc and a mower too. They got all that for you at Dietz Tractor Company. And, of course, the LS tractors, I don't have to sell them. They sell themselves. You go out and test drive one. You say, okay, yep, load it up on a trailer. I'm taking it home. And it's unmatched dealer support, too. You see, they're not just selling tractors at Dietz. That's never what it's been about out there for their family. It's been about having a relationship with you. And I know that personally because that's where we bought all of our stuff when we were ranching. And right now you can take advantage of special financing from LS Tractors at Dietz Tractor. Certain models with rates as low as 0% for up to 120 months or instant cash rebate up to $6,000 from your friends at LS Tractor and Dietz Tractor Company. Again, take I-10 East. They're on the frontage road in Seguin. Dietz Tractor in Seguin.
Mr. W Fireworks. Join Ware and Rima to celebrate America 250. Thursday, July 2nd from 7 a.m. till 9 a.m. in the Alamo Lounge. Free breakfast and coffee from PJ's Coffee House. Plus, live music from the Rick Rice Band and more. It's also your chance to support the troops with your donations to Operation Appreciation. Celebrating America 250. Thursday, July 2nd from 7 till 9 with Ware and Rima in the Alamo Lounge. On News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 107.1.
You know, both Trey and I talk a lot about our friends in here in Texas, and they've been in my world now for about 2 years. And I tell you what, I don't have maybe you're like me, I don't have a profound hearing loss. My brother Trey does. He's had to deal with this his whole life. For me, it was more of a focus issue and an issue when I'm in a place that's, like in the Alamo Lounge a week from tomorrow, celebrating July 4th here at KTSA. It's going to be a packed house in the Alamo Lounge, so there's going to be a lot of people around me. Without my hearing aids from here in Texas, I wouldn't be able to hear what any one person is saying. But the technology is so precise. When I got tested, they were able to figure out specifically that that's my issue. And so I got filters on my hearing aids that I operate with my Bluetooth. They also have subscription plans, so you always have the latest technology for your hearing aids at locked-in pricing. So go in and get tested. Get a consultation by calling them up at here in Texas, 830-360-2000, or for further information, go to hereintexas.com, HEARNTX.com.
Guests of Ware and Rima appear via the Stevens Roofing Newsmaker Hotline.
If your transmission is acting up, Access Transmission on Thousand Oaks is the only place you need to go to get it repaired or replaced. Jason Minix here from 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Access Transmission has been the trusted transmission experts in the San Antonio area for over 50 years. Family owned and operated, Access Transmission can handle all your transmission needs, domestic and import. All estimates are free. There are no inspection or diagnostic fees like the big national chains. Shop local and take your vehicle to Access Transmission, where you can get a fair, honest, and free diagnosis of your transmission issue. They can repair or rebuild your transmission with their in-house rebuilders serving San Antonio and the Hill Country. Access Transmission offers free pickup and delivery. And yes, that does include the Hill Country. Located on Thousand Oaks between Jones-Maltzberger and Wetmore Road, call Access Transmission, 210-490-4411, 490-4411. Access Transmission, the experts in transmission repair.
Hey, it's Sean. If you want to prevent an AC breakdown at your home, start with the $89 AC tune-up from John Wayne. This tune-up includes a full 35-point inspection to keep your AC running factory fresh. Now, they don't just glance at it. They go through the system step by step. John Wayne will remove the top of your condenser fan to clean the inside of your unit properly from the inside out. That deep cleaning helps remove debris that can rust out the base of your unit. A tune-up can also help your system run better, longer, and more reliably when the heat hits. And if your system is older and you're ready for an upgrade, ask about their new AC system options. John Wayne has a cooling coupon for up to $3,000 off new qualifying AC systems. See their current offers online at johnwayne.com. Call my friends at John Wayne or book an appointment online and get it knocked out before the next heat wave. Call them up today, 210-293-6700, or look them up online at johnwayne.com.
I have Texas Rhino Shield on my home. I love it, and I think you will too. Find out with a free in-home, no-obligation Texas Rhino Shield inspection. Find out if Rhino Shield is right for your home at TexasRhinoShield.com.
KTSA News brought to you by Stevens Roofing.
A mental health crisis taking the blame for a deputy-involved shooting in Bexar County last night, but the suspect is expected to survive. Several so-called ICE protesters now have prison sentences decades long after a shooting at a facility south of DFW. And few would argue voter fraud does happen in Texas. Now the state's using a new strategy to help fight it. Details coming up 9 o'clock. KTSA News Time 8:33.
Good morning. We are working a few trouble spots. This report sponsored by Viome. On 1604 westbound Judson Road, this wreck has the roadway reduced to one lane, already a 20-minute delay. Stop and go from Lookout. On 410 northbound Ray Ellison, this accident is off to the shoulder. And 35 northbound, the connector to westbound 410, that is closed due to road work. If your supplement routine requires a spreadsheet, we need to talk. Viome uses a simple at-home test to create precision supplements and a nutrition plan designed for your body. No guesswork, just science. Viome.com. Use code radio. That's Viome.com. Use code radio today. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
Hot weather continues today. It'll be partly sunny with a high of 93. We'll have a steady evening breeze, becoming cloudy tonight. The low down to 74 along the Riverwalk and 71 in Hill Country. After a cloudy start, sunshine returns Thursday, the high of 94. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina with your KTSA Stevens Roofing AccuWeather forecast.
Right now we're up to 78 degrees, partly cloudy, San Antonio's severe weather station. I'm Christian Blood. Stay connected with News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 1071.
We have a very special party coming up here on July 2nd at KTSA. It's the wrap-up of Operation Appreciation. If you want to bring items for our troops that we send out all around the world, feel free to do that morning, too. It's also a birthday for 250 years of the United States of America. Enjoy it, and while you can, before it turns complete communist.
Right.
Come
the
here.
Theme today. Yeah.
Right. Come here, the Rick Rice Band play, and Randy Carroll's going to come. He's going to be here. Jack McCarty's going to come. You can meet the entire morning crew here. Say hi to all of us. We're going to have some hot dogs for you. We're going to have Gigi's Cupcakes. They're making special cupcakes for that morning. We'll have PJ's Coffee, the official coffee of KTSA in the Alamo Lounge. We got so much going on that morning. It's going to be, well, I'm concerned it may be a little chaotic. Probably
fine.
will be a little bit chaotic.
We'll ride the wave, man.
And so, again, that's July 2nd to celebrate our great nation from 7 to 9 a.m., and it's all free. The remaking of the Democrat Party into the Democrat Communist Party of America, Van Jones.
City matters because the two most exciting left-wing candidates are here, AOC and Mamdani, but also this is the stronghold for the establishment, Schumer and Hakeem Jeffrey. This is a battle between the establishment and this insurgency, and the roof is collapsing on the Democratic Party establishment tonight. If Mamdani gets a hat trick, 3 out of 3, this is a
and he did, by the way,
new era for the Democratic Party. And you can't write off New York City because this is the place where both it's the power center for the establishment and the insurgency. And they're going head to head tonight. And right now, this is no longer a movement. This is a movement and a machine at the same time. There's just no way to sugarcoat this. If Mamdani pulls off a hat trick, is a new era in Democratic Party politics.
Well, and if you're a moderate Democrat who's on the election, who's on the ballot this November, Van, I mean, they're all going to get asked about the positions that we're hearing from these other fellow Democrats.
Well, look, I think, from our frontline Democrats will be able to make their case for themselves. I think they'll be able to do okay. We got a lot of national security Democrats in other parts of the country, but this is a big deal tonight. And I think that, look, I don't know what you want me to say here. This is a straight up battle between the establishment and the insurgency, and the establishment is getting its butt kicked tonight in New York City.
Okay, and that's what I've been saying all morning, that this is the remaking of the Democrat Party into a communist party. Forget the word socialist, it's meaningless. The word socialist is meaningless. This is communist. This is Medicare for all, free. You don't pay any premiums.
Right.
You don't do anything. You go to the doctor. You go to some crappy thing that, you wait, 10 years to get in. You're missing an arm and you're spurting blood, but you got to wait 10 years to get in to see a doctor. Abolishing the police and the prisons. This is what they stand for. This is their website. This is what they back. No cost college and no student debt. It's erased. It's gone. It's canceled. Rent control everywhere. Even if you privately own you're like the guys that buy houses and rent them out, you can only rent it out to somebody for a certain amount of money. Free housing as well. A mandatory 32-hour work week and nothing more than that. It can be less than that, but nothing more than 32 hours a week. Massive, meaning trillions of dollars going to the Green New Deal. Ending the military in America. Military City USA, are you listening to this? Ending the military in America. Seizing big businesses to be able to pay for all of this. Complete and total opening of the borders. What they call it is transmigration of workers can go anywhere they want to from any country to come in here and work. And no immigration law at all. No ICE or immigration enforcement at all. They are for neutering SCOTUS, the Supreme Court, which then become what they call a judicial review board. They will just look at these cases, but what they say has no ruling and no effect. There'll be no presidency. It's dissolving of the presidency, and therefore no electoral college. In other words, you won't have an input into having a third. You won't have a three-tier government in America anymore. Everything's going to be run by Congress. They will be increasing the numbers in the House of Representatives in those districts that suit them the best. And voting rights for all. It doesn't matter if you're somebody who is a citizen of this country, legally or illegally or any other way.
Right.
Anybody on the planet can vote in our elections.
Now,
this is what
right.
they voted for in New York last night.
Now, that list you just read, so just for people that are just joining us, that these are all things, first, that list that you compiled, these are all things that they've stated, this new vanguard, if you will, of the Democrat Party.
Correct.
These are all things that they've said that they support in past times and in some of these current primary elections, or when they bother to tell the truth at all. And now, if you listen to that list that you just read out there, there's a lot on that, again, your typical idiot will probably love, and it'll hit them in a positive way, right? Well, I think jails are bad. They should go away. Yeah, until your ass ends up in some kind of detention center because you listened to the wrong record or said the wrong opinion out loud. Free Medicare, free health care. People love, the idiots love the sound of that. Open borders. I mean, all that stuff, even though you and I collectively know how ruinous that is for this country. There's a lot of people out there that love most of the stuff on that list and will happily vote for it. And I think that's what's so sad and stupid about all this.
The number one thing that has this train rolling as fast as it is that there's youth in this country right now that can't get ahead, right? They can't afford a house. They can't afford, health insurance, basic health insurance. They're just not getting ahead at all. So along comes the Mamdani crowd. And by the way, 2028's coming for that, man. I'm just telling you.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to run in 2028, and he has a good chance of winning. When you hear somebody say, we hear you, we get you. You can't get ahead. You can't. The American dream is not part of your life. You can't buy a house. You can't save enough money to do this, that, or the other. We're just going to give it to you. Why? Because you deserve it. That's the only reason. You're alive and you're breathing, so you deserve to have a house. We're going to give it to you. That's in their platform. And what I compiled there was a list of what they said that they are going to do. That's right off of their websites and out of their mouths.
And the early National Socialists said the same thing to young people in Germany after World War I, that, I'm sorry you don't have a job. Sorry the economy sucks. We're going to boost the economy for you. Also, it's not your fault. It's not anybody's fault. It's the Jews' fault. We're in this position because of them.
Well, let's talk
a lot of it does kind of mirror what was going on in early, the late 20s Germany.
2 hours ago, John Hayward said that, in that this is what they were doing, the Jew hatred. Let me give you an example. All of these people that won last night, they have one common thread, and that's Jew hatred. One common thread. There's a TikToker that is making the rounds this morning who, in California, she goes into Jewish businesses like Jewish restaurants and, coffee shops and whatever that's owned by Jews. And she screams and yells to everybody, get out of there. We got to boycott the Jews. We got to get rid of the Jews. We got to can't do business with a Jewish business. That's what she does. And she puts it up on TikTok and IG and everywhere else. And it's getting a lot of positive notification from these people that we're talking about. Well, what did they do in Germany prior to Kristallnacht? This is exactly what they did.
Well, they were the reason we lost the war. They were the reason that we're so poor. They were the reason things suck in Germany right now and Europe in general.
They went into their businesses and they said, let's boycott their businesses. And then you had Kristallnacht, which Hitler sent his goons out there to do that. And then they rounded them up and they put them in specific neighborhoods behind fences before they took them off to the camps.
Well, yeah, good
That's
point.
what they do.
Yeah, well, that's what's going on, and I'm glad we're all out in the open and calling it Jew hatred instead of anti-Semitism. I was saying that a year ago, and everybody was talking about anti-Semitism. It's like, no, it's a hatred of Jews. It's Jew hatred. That's exactly what it is. You hate the Jews, which was kind of an uncomfortable thing for a lot of people it's kind of like socialism, right? People like to hide behind words. They like to hide behind a word like anti-Semitism. It sounds a little softer than you hate Jews because that's so Nazi-like. But I don't think they give a crap anymore. Now they're just sort of open about that hatred. And you're right. They're going into businesses. Now we got some people showing up outside Poetica in New York who were upset about this candidate who lost last night, by the way, who supports Israel, Democrat. It was kicked out, or they refunded his money and said his business isn't welcome there. You got some people who are outside, complaining about that. But by and large, the Democrat establishment right now is all about hatred of the Jews.
Well, Dan Goldman is who you're talking
about.
He was the attorney before he was in the House of Representatives. He was the attorney that prosecuted Donald Trump in the first impeachment, and then he got elected out of New York. Here's another New York guy that will become a communist before this day is over with. He happens to be the leader of the Democrat Party in the House, Hakeem Jeffries.
Well, there are 4 races in New York City, and I'm standing behind every single one of those races that involve an incumbent.
So he was for the incumbents. Yeah, that was yesterday afternoon. But I can tell you that when he speaks going forward, he is going to be full-on commie.
Of course.
And here's why. People like him, they have no North Star inside of them. That's not what they're about. They just want to be in power in D.C. Chuck Schumer's the same way. So they will say whatever they have to say to wherever the prevailing winds are going, and go back and listen to what I just played a couple of minutes ago from Van Jones. This is a completely new party. The roof has fallen in.
The 2 most exciting left-wing candidates are here, AOC and Mamdani, but also this is the stronghold for the establishment, Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries. This is a battle between the establishment and this insurgency, and the roof is collapsing on the Democratic Party establishment tonight.
Ro Khanna said last night, that you're watching the remaking of the Democrat Party, a remaking into the Democrat, they say socialist, the Democrat Communist Party. The Democrat Party this morning is not the same one from yesterday.
Well, no.
It's the Communist
We've
Party.
kind of seen this coming for a while. It's unfortunate the Democrat establishment didn't. It seems like they're almost surprised by this stuff. It's interesting. But you're right. Kind of like John Cornyn on our side of things. They'll say whatever they think they need to say and be whatever they think they need to be to remain with this, survive this. Let's put it that way, survive this storm. But it's definitely not old school Democrats. This is straight. You're right. Socialism is a more pleasant sounding word than communism.
Sure
Certainly communism itself is a more pleasant sounding word than what this actually is.
Sure.
Which is straight up fascism, which is power for power's sake. It doesn't really have an
ideology. Which is what communism always has been.
With fascism, just straight up fascism.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
It's about
communism has always been fascism.
That's all it is.
Absolutely. River City Oral Surgery is here for you. That's Dr. Mark Havercorn and the great team over there. And if you have been considering full mouth dental implants, you've been looking at those recently. Maybe you saw them on IG or Facebook ad or whatever. Let me tell you about River City Oral Surgery and what Dr. Havercorn can do. Sean tells you about him. So does Jack. We all believe in what the guy does over there because he's just simply the best in the business. In fact, there are 3 different phases that you'll go through when you get these full mouth dental implants. In each of those phases at River City Oral Surgery, headed up by a specialist in that phase. Not just one person who goes to some courses and now I know what I'm doing with this. No. These are specialists in each of the phases. What you're not going to find, you're going to get great, clear upfront pricing. It's on the website, so you'll see exactly what you're going to pay before you even make your appointment. You get some great caring people over there. They're going to take care of you every step of the way, all of those kinds of things. What you won't get is an upsell. There's no games and no gimmicks, no sitting you down in a room and saying, hey, listen, if you buy this, you can get that, and you need this and that, and then that doesn't happen. You look on the website right now with clear upfront pricing, you see exactly what they're going to charge you, and that's what it's going to be when you go to River City Oral Surgery. So check them out today if you've even been considering full-mouth dental implants, or maybe you just need one or two because you got a couple of missing or broken teeth. This is your place, River City Oral Surgery at rivercityoms.com. AccuWeather, partly sunny with a high of 93 today, 78 now, KTSA.
Good morning. We are working a couple of trouble spots. This report sponsored by Straight Talk Wireless. As we start to wrap up our morning rush hour, 1604 westbound at Judson Road. That wreck is still there, and it's got the roadway reduced to one lane. About a 10-12 minute delay. Stop and go from 35. And on 410 northbound Ray Ellison, that wreck has now been moved off to the left shoulder. Every now and then you find a deal that actually feels like a win. With Straight Talk Wireless, you get more and pay less. Now that's a good deal. No contracts, credit checks, no surprises, all on Verizon's 5G network. Find it in the same place you've always found straightforward prices, exclusively at Walmart and StraightTalk.com. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
In the 80s, fashion was rad and music was cool. But if your AC isn't cool, that's totally bogus. It's Martin Bamba from the KTSA Rockin' Home Show. For AC repair or a full install, call Right Home Services right now and get a complete AC install up to 3 tons for just $89.99. That's a limited time deal with serious savings. Right has the right team, the right price, and the right stuff. Call Right Home Services at 210-444-0000. They bring the cool.
The right stuff. From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
Right now, with the purchase of a Connecticut, you receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station at your kitchen sink. Call Connecticut and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
Hi, this is Bob Webster. You know, I know a lot about water, study a lot about water, serve on the groundwater district, and I can tell you one of the best things you can do, especially if you live in the hill country, is have a backup supply of water. Our aquifers are suffering. You never know when your well might have a problem. It's always good to have a little extra water on hand. And with fire danger as high as it is, man, your volunteer fire departments will absolutely love you if you have some extra water on hand. And of course, Tanks a Lot, that's the place you want to go for everything related to water storage. Danny and Jesse out there have everything you're looking for. Small tanks all the way up to a tank that'll hold up to 500,000 gallons of water. And of course, here in San Antonio, if you want to get into rainwater catchment, it means you could ignore the drought restrictions. Again, Tanks a Lot can help you with everything you need. They're open Monday through Friday to serve you out on the north end of Bernie. You need water, you need Tanks a Lot.
A family office is a team built to handle the 3 biggest financial responsibilities a family faces: wealth management, tax strategy, and estate planning. Most firms only manage your investments and refer the rest out, hoping everyone stays aligned. At Trajan, we built something different. Your wealth, tax planning, and estate planning are handled together inside one firm under one roof. There's no guessing whether your CPA, advisor, and estate attorney are truly in sync, because our team works together every day on your behalf. When your financial life becomes more complex, your advice should become more coordinated, not more fragmented. One plan, one trusted team. Call Trajan today, 855-TRAJAN-1. That's 855-TRAJAN-1.
Trajan Wealth, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures and accreditation at TrajanWealth.com.
Hi, Trey Ware here. If you have pain and limited movement, you're not able to do the things you love to do, but you're not interested in surgery to get better, then contact my friends at Evolve Medical Group. They do PRP, stem cell, hormone replacement, and so much more. They even do primary care at EvolveMedGroup.com.
It's time to improve your home, slow it down, and do it right. Choose a company worthy of your trust and worthy of your family. For windows, siding, and doors, call or visit SouthwestExteriors.com. Southwest Exteriors, the look you love coming home to.
From DPF issues and diagnostics to injectors, turbos, maintenance, and full diesel repair, DPFR is South Texas Diesel Shop. Trust DPFR. Diesel problems fixed right. Visit dpfrsa.com or call 726-888-7990.
Stay on top of the latest news wherever you are. Stream KTSA on the go. This is News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 1071.
853 KTSA with Ware and Rima.
Obviously our minds are focused on July 4th, the 250th birthday.
Amen.
It's going to be a great week. Today, the Rally for America kicks off at 6 p.m. our time.
Right on.
You and I are going to have a long day. In fact, for the rest of it, next week we're going to be having some pretty long days, but it's all happy stuff.
It's good.
This time last year, we were not dealing with such happy stuff, and I'm just kind of seeing now that Camp Mystic has filed for Chapter 11.
Uh-huh.
Houston Chronicle's reporting it. I mean, they're all reporting it. I don't know if this has already been out there. It's not unexpected. They're about $10 million in the hole. They say their assets are about $500,000. We've had investigations that kind of look at what broke down there at Camp Mystic, and I don't want to get it. I mean, you may want to get into the details of that stuff, but just what a sad, horrible time that was, and we're, just a year out from when all that went down, and it was such a human tragedy in this area that I don't know a year. At the time, you heard a lot about it. There was a lot of national coverage, and obviously, the July 4th is a big story this year. But I don't know to what extent a lot of people outside of this area, as the year progressed, really kind of continued to focus on that.
They didn't.
Think about it. They really didn't. It
People moved on.
Nationally, it kind of went away.
Yeah.
But here, God, what a time.
It's horrible. And a lot of people signed up to send their kiddos back,
Right.
up there. And they obviously said, we're not going to open this year.
Right.
A story that happened contemporaneously with that, July 4th of last year, because that happened on July 4th.
Yeah.
July 4th of last year, you had all these people try to enter into and blow up an ice facility in North Texas.
Oh, yeah.
And Benjamin Sung, who is a former Marine, by the way, convicted of attempted murder prior to this for shooting a police officer, was awarded 100 years in prison yesterday, along with others who got like 50 years, 75 years, different sentences.
Yeah, brought the hammer down on them.
This is an Antifa cell that was in North Texas that tried to blow up an ICE facility, ambush the Prairieland ICE Detention Center, July 4th of 2025. That's a story that got no coverage because of the Hill Country.
And he, because there was shots fired. This guy was firing off a gun, popping off a gun. He said he was doing cover fire because they were being shot at or something of that nature. But that story didn't get a lot of attention while the flooding was happening because that took over everything immediately. But, yeah, it was yesterday. They brought the hammer down on those folks as far as the sentencing, and they after Trump declared Antifa a terrorist organization, you can legally do that, and they're going down for the big ride. Man, he got 100 years. The rest of them got like 40 and 50 years, I think, all the people that they kind of connected with this thing.
50, 60, and 75.
50, 60, and 75. That's hard time, man.
Yes, it is.
Good. You've been saying for a long time we need to get serious about these people, get serious about crime. And you figure, especially Antifa, they've kind of had a free reign for quite a while in this country, at different parts of the country.
And how did the previous administration handle Antifa?
Well, they didn't really.
Right. That's correct. They got to do anything they wanted to do.
Pretty much. So I was just going to bring that up. I had seen that during the break.
And it's unfortunate about Camp Mystic.
It is
because those people are really wonderful people. They have a great heart. They're Christian people. They love those kids. Unfortunate situation that happened, but they are really good, solid individuals.
Yeah, and there were a lot of camps along the river that day that lost folks. And, as we said in the weeks afterward, that this wasn't. I mean, yeah, I'm all. You need alarm systems, and you need a way to, when something bad is about to happen, and about it to alert people and alert folks in these camps. But it also was something that they may or may not have been expecting. I know they kind of had some rumblings in weather circles for a couple of days prior, but still, I don't think anybody was thinking anything.
It was just
of that
where
nature.
it landed, and,
Yeah.
and they weren't sure
It's
about where
weather.
it was going to be. Yeah,
You never really. You're a weather nerd. You really never quite know exactly what the weather is going to do. That's why we call them predictions. We take a good guess.
Yeah.
We've never seen a weather pattern circle and stay that far inland. You're older than me, Trey, but I've never seen that far inland.
Not like that. Not like that one was.
So there's only so much you can do in a sense.
Yeah.
You're not thinking it's going to be something that bad, even if you're hearing about it in the middle of the night.
It's horrible.
It was.
Yeah. Okay, more Ware and Rima coming up. KTSA.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy, pretty much hands off. They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
You've worked your whole life to build that wealth. Have you protected it from lawsuits, probate, and predators? Voller Law Firm specializes in preserving family wealth for generations. Call 210-338-6983 or go online, vollerlaw.com. Tell them Joe Pag sent you to the Voller Law Firm.
Hey, it's Sean. Here in Texas now offers subscription plans where you always have the latest technology for your hearing aids with locked-in pricing. Always the latest model. Make an appointment for a consultation today, 830-360-2000, hereinTexas.com.
Energy efficient windows from a local family-owned company. Call me, the window guy, at Precision Windows and Doors, 210-596-6588, or visit precisionwindowssa.com.
KTSA News brought to you by Stevens Roofing.
This is San Antonio's news, traffic, and weather station.
It's 9 o'clock, KTSA San Antonio. I'm Christian Blood. Investigators with the Bexar County Sheriff's Office think a deputy-involved shooting last night on the west side was triggered by a mental health crisis. Residents in a west side neighborhood called for help when a man was seen walking around with large knives and then going onto private property. He ended up shot not long after deputies showed up and tried to get him to drop the weapons.
At this point, from what we see, it's just an unfortunate incident of this gentleman undergoing some sort of a mental health crisis while armed, which of course prompted the response from the deputies.
Sheriff Javier Salazar says the suspect was shot twice, but he is expected to recover. The deputies involved are now on administrative leave. ICE protesters involved in last year's shooting at an ICE detention center south of Dallas now have lengthy sentences in prison. One of them is looking at what amounts to be a life sentence.
Benjamin Song, the man accused of opening fire and striking a police officer, received a 100-year sentence. A handful of others accused of aiding Song were sentenced to 50 years behind bars on terrorism charges. At trial, federal prosecutors called the case domestic terrorism that was inspired by Antifa ideology, claiming the defendants launched a premeditated attack on the facility.
That's correspondent Mark Mayfield. State of Texas now taking a new tactic in the fight against voter fraud.
The Secretary of State's office addressing reports that some people are using P.O. boxes, often found in strip malls, as their home addresses.
That's a number that's just too high to be acceptable, even if the reality is much lower.
Christina Atkins, who heads the election division, says information will then be given to counties so they can check their voter rolls. Earlier this year, an investigation found 6 active voter registrations associated with just 2 private mailboxes in Houston. John Cruz, KTSA News.
KTSA News time is 9:02.
Good morning. As you head into your midday commute, we do have a couple of trouble spots. This report sponsored by Staples. On 1604 westbound at Judson Road, this wreck has the roadway reduced to just 1 lane. The right lane open has you slow from Lookout. It's about a 10-minute delay. And I-10 westbound approaching Desavala, northwest side. Accident left lane, stop and go from Wurzbach. Staples Easy Deal Days are here. Right now you can score up to 50% off more than 1,000 products in store and online. Don't miss your chance to save on tech, chairs, custom prints, school supplies, and more. It all ends July 4th. Staples, that was easy. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
Hot weather continues today. It'll be partly sunny with a high of 93. We'll have a steady evening breeze, becoming cloudy tonight. The low down to 74 along the Riverwalk and 71 in Hill Country. After a cloudy start, sunshine returns Thursday, the high of 94. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina with your KTSA Stevens Roofing AccuWeather forecast.
78 degrees, partly cloudy at San Antonio's severe weather station. I'm Christian Blood. Stay connected with News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 1071.
News Talk 550 KTSA.
Just going to run through a few bits and pieces to kick off this hour. Some of the stuff that's going on we haven't gotten to yet. But according to the Department of Justice, 455 defendants have been charged in 45 states, $6.5 billion in health care fraud. And it's amazing when you look through some of these items that people here in Texas were buying with this stuff. They, of course, had cash, luxury cars, jewelry.
A Bugatti.
Ferrari at $500,000, $800,000 necklace, $800,000 necklace, a $4 million mansion in the Philippines for a little getaway, that kind of stuff. And this is what you see and why we're broke, because the Democrat death cult and others have been operating our government as a big old giant piggy bank, a money laundering scheme, and so much more. The largest theft ring that's ever existed on planet Earth has been our government, and the stuff that was meant for us, our money, that they have stolen, and they have laundered it through all kinds of organizations, NGOs, and so on, and ended up with the money back in their pockets.
Well, look at that list you've been reading as far as what they want. You know, the list of the Communist Party of America, if we're going to call them that. What is on that list? Free Medicare, right? Free health care for everybody. And yet, who are the people who are largely responsible for ripping that system off left and right to the tune of possibly hundreds of billions of dollars? The very same people who are telling you should have free health care. Mm-hmm. Now, there's a lot of foreign intervention. I know that Todd Blanche and Kash Patel were talking about a couple of people. One, I think, has fled to Vietnam, and these are most wanted as far as health care fraud in this country. But they're serious, man. They're going after these folks, and I'm glad.
There's only so much they're going to be able to do.
Well, yeah.
So much that's already gone, and we'll never, ever get back. And the problem is, people like you and me, we need Social Security.
Yeah, I do.
And this stealing even from Medicare and Medicaid, which is a lot of this was, that money could be used to shore up Social Security. And not now, you know. And Social Security is projected to go broke by 2032.
Mm.
Now, that's your prime Social Security time.
Mm. Yeah.
Yours.
Yeah.
You.
Oh, yeah.
And mine, too. So they have stolen from America's future. And the people who work very hard to pay into this system to keep this stuff afloat, every one of them, every last one of them needs to be in prison for life.
Oh, I agree. You got to bring the
out.
hammer down on them. But, you know,
Forever.
Again, it's, you know, thematically it kind of fits right in there with what we've been talking about all morning.
Yeah.
That a lot of this stuff is all about money, and
sure.
It all comes down to that.
Came out yesterday also that Fauci was using USAID to fund COVID in the Wuhan lab, which led to 7 million deaths.
Excellent.
Tulsi dropped a dime on him 2 weeks ago, but now we find out the USAID money that we heard so much about. Oh, Trump is, what did Ro Khanna say? That Elon Musk led to the death of 450 million children.
Elon's going to sue him. I hope he does.
He's going to take him to cleaners.
Yeah.
And he needs to. Also, speaking of Elon, the Tesla that we saw drive into the house and killed the grandma, what was her name? Martha Villa?
Yeah, we really haven't touched on this one yet.
Yeah, we talked about it a couple of days ago, but it was in a neighborhood. A blue Tesla sped through that neighborhood and right into that house, and there were several family members in there, and an elderly grandma got killed by that Tesla in there. And the guy who got out said, yeah, it was a self-driving mode. It was driving itself. Elon said, nah. In a neighborhood, it doesn't go over a certain amount of mile per hour. I think it's 14.
Yeah. He said this doesn't make sense, yeah.
So they got to looking because every single Tesla everything that happens with that Tesla is recorded.
Right.
Everything.
Right.
Your speed, your braking, everything. And they came out last night and said it was not in self-drive mode. The self-drive mode had been on, but the driver overrode it by smashing the throttle all the way to the floor at 100% throttle, and that's what caused the accident.
Wow.
It was the driver, and so because obviously there was going to be a lawsuit against Tesla.
Right.
Tesla's one of those companies that the left in this country love to hate because of his support for Donald Trump and all that kind of stuff.
They loved him before that.
Yes.
They loved the damn electric cars prior to that.
Exactly. So there was going to be all kinds of lawsuits, and Elon says it's just not true, guys.
Right.
It just doesn't happen that way.
Wow.
Video showing vandals at the pool. We have a ton of it. I've been putting it up on the X account if you want to go see these people and what they're doing. They're now being arrested on a regular basis. Well, now they won't be able to get to the pool because yesterday a fence was erected all the way around the pool. Isn't that a damn shame? Isn't that a shame?
It is, but
Isn't that a shame?
it is a shame that it's necessary. Absolutely.
And you're having to do that because these pinko communist weirdos are destroying it because Donald Trump made it pretty. Now think about that for a minute.
It's been there for a long time and didn't need a fence, and people who disagreed were able to walk around it and admire it and not have an issue with it.
Think about that.
Now they're messing with it, so you got to put a fence around it.
And I'm calling on ABC to fire Jonathan Karl because I believe he did a Don Lemon.
Because he was there on scene when
He just so happened to be there when he was talking about the algae on camera. Right. Oh, look at all this green algae. It's terrible. The algae, this and the oh, well, what did I discover here? Look here. And he reaches into the water and pulls up, some of it that had been cut. Oh, look, it's falling apart. No, it had been cut, clean cut.
Right.
But he says, oh, it's falling apart in the bottom, too. That's a total Don Lemon in the church in Minneapolis operation that Jonathan Karl headed up on ABC. ABC, I know you won't do it because he's a left-wing commie. He fits right into your program with Disney. You should, if you have any integrity, ABC, you would fire Jonathan Karl today.
Well,
they won't.
You just said it. They don't have any of that integrity stuff. So no, I wouldn't look for that to happen anytime soon.
It's not going to happen. A Biden-Obama judge from the last Obama administration 4 years ago, Casey Pitts, ruled that ICE cannot arrest criminal illegal aliens at court, put in a nationwide injunction.
Yeah.
The Supreme Court of America said that he has no authority to do this whatsoever, but that doesn't matter. He put it into effect anyway and said you can't go to the courts and arrest these bad guys.
Right. Even though, sometimes that's where people may show up that you want to arrest, but again, that's one of the problems. We whether you're talking about immigration stuff or you're talking about basic crime stuff, we have so many of these judges who are activist judges, and that's what they're all about. Making a statement or
they're coup
or usurping the whole system.
They're insurrectionists.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, well, actively.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and it's a coup against the sitting president of the United States because the president's the one who signed the executive order to do that, and now this judge says no, you can't do that. That's a coup.
Well, it's the idea that the judge has more power than the executive branch.
Exactly right.
Yeah. We're also kind of seeing that on the other level with this vote with the War Powers Act and all that stuff.
Well, they did pass that last night in the Senate. It means nothing. It's called concurrent, which means it doesn't need the president's signature. There's nothing they can do. No. The president can continue on with this. It just makes them feel good about passing something like that.
Well, yeah, I guess the Supreme Court already established
it means nothing.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's not going to affect him.
So Mayor Johnson up in Chicago, we've been talking about him this week because they're just knocking off people. They're knocking off black people. They've got a genocide going on in Chicago. He's not concerned about the actual genocide that's happening there. He's concerned about transfemicide.
Transfemicide.
I made a video about this. Transfemicide. That's what he calls it.
Oh, did you? Yeah.
Says it's a transfemicide citywide emergency. That trans people, guys pretending to be girls, are being killed in Chicago. And so we're going to focus on transfemicide is what he calls it.
That's your real problem, dude. That's the real crime problem in Chicago.
Do you know how many exactly trans dudes died last week?
None.
That's right. Exactly zero.
Zero.
But you know how many black folk died last week in Chicago?
Lots.
A lot of black folk. There is an actual, and you would think from a black mayor, he'd be concerned about a genocide, a real, honest, maybe some of these kiffy wearing people who scream genocide and Hamas, maybe they should go to Chicago and point out that there's a genocide going on, but he won't call it that.
No.
It's a trans-femicide.
Well, because we need more trans people, young trans people think that they're under threat from the government, whether it's Chicago or people in general, whether it's Chicago or on a national level. This is why the idiots write on bullets when they start shooting at people, because they feel completely justified in it, even though it's absolute bullcrap.
Bullcrap. That's what it is.
So.
Donald Trump put this up. The big oil companies are not dropping their price at the pump commensurate with the sharply lower prices that they are paying for oil. These prices are dropping like a rock. In other words, customers are being gouged. I have instructed the DOJ to immediately start looking into this. Gasoline prices better start going down a lot faster than what I'm seeing. I've been talking about this for so long, Sean, because when oil prices go up, they immediately raise the price at the pump, even though they're pumping gasoline out of that tank in the ground that's been sitting there for a few days, right?
Right,
okay.
right.
They paid the previous price for that gasoline, but they immediately go up the minute the price on the stock market goes up. But conversely, when the price of oil comes down, it takes them weeks to start lowering it at the pump. They're quick to raise it.
Well, it depends.
And they lower it real slowly.
I mean, store by store, it depends. It depends on what the guy across the street is doing. I know that firsthand. But I mean, because I've gotten a lot of calls in the middle of the night where you have to go and change the price sometimes a couple times in a single day because the other guy's doing it.
We're talking the national average.
We're talking national average, and I was reading about how price per barrel had gone down.
$73.
$73. So yeah, I mean, price gouging, sure.
It's absolutely true because those guys, they're selling that gasoline that's been sitting in the ground. It's not gasoline that they paid a high price for, right? I'm talking about when the price goes up.
Right.
So say they paid. Say the gasoline that's in the ground was bought at $75 a barrel. Okay.
This is at the gas station level.
Yeah, at the gas station level, and it goes up to $80. They immediately raise the price to that $80 level, even though they're still selling $75 gas because that's what was in the tank in the ground.
Right.
But when it turns around and goes down, it takes them forever to lower the price. That's what the president is saying, and he's right. That has been a consistent thing that has happened in this country forever since they've been playing that game. They are real slow to lower it, and the president's looking into it. Good.
Well, sure. We'll see what happens. I mean, if individual owners of gas stations or franchises are doing that, then they ought to be held to task. I mean, it also depends on deliveries and stuff like that as to when that gas arrives. And if you have a high volume location, they're going to go through that big tank in the ground a lot quicker than somebody a station that's not as popular or in a location where people are pumping gas all the time. If you have a low traffic gas station, that tank's going to stay full a lot longer than a gas station that's in a busy intersection where you got three other guys across the street. They're going to be going through that tank a lot quicker. I'm not excusing it, and I'm not saying the president's wrong. But, as far as who's lowering it, who's doing it quicker or faster or slower, it kind of depends also on what kind of a business they have as far as how many people move through that place.
Okay. We'll come right back. More Ware and Rima coming up. KTSA. Partly sunny with a high of 93 today. Right now, 78 KTSA.
Good morning as you head into your midday commute on 1604 westbound at Judson Road. This wreck has the roadway reduced to one lane, only the right lane open. Stop and go from Lookout. It's a rollover accident. I-10 westbound approaching Des Zavala, left lane blocked with a wreck. About a 5-minute delay as you stop and go from Wurzbach. 35 northbound, that connector to westbound Loop 410. That connector ramp closed. Got some road work underway. Now, if you guys see something we're not talking about this midday, give us a call on that traffic tip line. We'll check it out, 210-785-2601. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio's conservative superstation. News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 1071.
Need a new AC? Right Home Services has a complete install, up to 3 tons, for just $89.99. It's Martin Bomba from the KTSA Rockin' Home Show. Call Right Home Services at 210-444-0000.
Hey, it's Sean, and we're at that time of year where we're starting to get the really hot temperatures of summertime in South Texas. That's why it's probably a good time, even in preparation for next year, to have my friends over at Stevens Roofing and Solar come on out and do a free roof inspection for you. As you know, this time of year can wreak havoc on your roof as the hot temperatures cause those shingles to peel away from the wood structure. You get a nice soaking rain like we had last week, and you've got some serious damage to your roof that you may or may not be aware of, and that's why you need the professionals and the experts at Stevens Roofing to come on by and take a look. It's quite comprehensive. I've done it twice. Didn't cost me a penny either time, but the second time we did have some issues. And when that happens, they'll actually call your insurance agent for you. That person will come out, and they'll both go up on the roof. And I just love Stevens Roofing. I've been talking about them for a long time. They also do solar now, as I mentioned, so if you'd like to talk to them about that, you can when they're doing your free roof inspection. 210-785-0994. Or look them up online at stevensroofing.net.
I remember brushing my hair and looking down and thinking, oh my gosh, do I have any hair left?
I used to look at women with thick, beautiful hair and think, why doesn't my hair look like that?
My thinning hair is making me feel so old.
If you want thick, healthy, gorgeous hair, then you need Hair Volume from New Nordic. With clinically proven ingredients like apple extract, biotin, and millet, Hair Volume nourishes your hair follicles to promote thicker, healthier-looking hair. Say goodbye to shedding, thin, and dull hair, and hello to thick, healthy hair with Hair Volume.
Since taking Hair Volume, the shedding has all but stopped.
Now, instead of being jealous of other women's hair, I have friends who are jealous of mine.
My hairdresser couldn't believe the difference in my hair. Now she's using Hair Volume too.
Available as a tablet or delicious gummy, Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and NewNordicUSA.com, or find Hair Volume in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
Most home sellers get one offer. It's somewhere between low ball and not good enough. Orchard changes that. Hi, Jason Minix here from 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. With Orchard's new Orchard offers, you don't just get one offer, you get multiple cash offers from serious investors, all competing for your home. That's right. Make investors compete with Orchard's cash offer marketplace. Here's how it works. You work with an Orchard agent who submits your home to their exclusive network of hundreds of local cash buyers. They come to you with offers, you review them all, and you pick the best one on your terms. So you don't have to settle on one offer or worry about leaving money on the table. You see every offer side by side. That's how you know you are getting top dollar. Orchard offers means no repairs, no showings, no drawn-out process. Before you accept any offer, you see them all first. Get a free home valuation and see your offers today with Orchard offers. Go to orchard.com. That's orchard.com. Here in Texas, we are proud to serve veterans and now accept TRICARE for active duty, retired military, and their families. Supporting the military community is personal to us. That is why we are honored to be an official partner of KTSA's Operation Appreciation, benefiting Soldiers Angels and supporting deployed service members. You can help. The next time you're at the store, pick up a few simple items like gum, drink mixes, tuna pouches, toothbrushes, travel toothpaste, facial tissues, or hand lotion. Then bring your donation to Here in Texas, in New Braunfels, or our new location in Dripping Springs, now through July 4th. Every item sends a message to a deployed service member. You are remembered. You are appreciated. You are not alone. At Here in Texas, our work is about helping people stay connected to the voices and moments that matter most. Call 830-360-2000 or visit hereintx.com. Here in Texas, HEAR, your next step to hearing life again.
The healthiest patients in San Antonio are at the Institute for Functional Health. I'm Dr. Torres, and we help folks get off medications, feel better, look better, and become undeniably healthy. You've struggled with the same health concerns for a long time. It's frustrating, depressing, and nothing has worked. The good news is, at the Institute for Functional Health, we know everyone is unique, and medicine is never a one-size-fits-all solution. That's why we order specific labs to uncover the root cause of your symptoms. Your blood gives us all the answers, and we develop a doctor-supervised game plan that is specifically designed for you. Over the last decade, we have helped thousands of individuals look and feel years younger. All of us at the Institute for Functional Health are proud to say we have the healthiest patients in San Antonio, and we will help you become part of that club. See for yourself at iffhealth.com and call to schedule your complimentary consultation at 468-1891. 468-1891. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health. 468-1891.
San Antonio's conservative superstation. News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 1071.
It's 922, Ware and Rima, KTSA.
Dana White was talking. He's responding. He's on Tommy Lahren, talking about the Giants and this thing with Major League Baseball and the the Genesis quote on the hats and all that stuff, and he kind of chimed in on it and gave his thoughts. He said, I'm paraphrasing, I don't give an S who you are at the UFC. We don't care if you're gay or straight. Everybody's welcome. But we also don't need to virtue signal. I thought this was kind of an interesting – I mean, we all sort of know this, but it was an interesting take to hear somebody say it outright in that we don't need to virtue signal to anybody, and I'm not here to make you think a certain way, kind of what Kenny Chesney was saying about how he doesn't get political on stage. And the idea is that the reason a lot of, whether it's Major League Baseball – or other types of companies do these very public pride events is a virtue signal that, I love gay people, look how gay loving we are, and everybody's welcome here. But he's like, I make charitable contributions. I own this company. We spend a lot of money on helping people out and doing stuff, but you're never going to see the UFC preaching about it or shouting about it. In the course of what we do, because I don't care to. I'm not, everybody is actually welcome here to these bouts and to what we do. So when you're out there virtue signaling, now we talked about the free speech angle of this thing with Major League Baseball and how in previous times, it was perfectly fine if you were Black Lives Matter and had that on, dictating to the players that they make these political statements by virtue of what they wear. But I just thought it was kind of cool that he put the virtue signaling label on it, because that's exactly what it is. Also, we were talking about that chick in New York who was taking the trash cans and got fired, and how a lot of these DEI and equity officers are only really employed, and some of them make extraordinary salaries without doing anything, is, again, for the very same reason. So I could say, well, no, I got a DEI person over here, so we know we're treating people right because this person tells us how to treat our employees and all that stuff. All of it is highfalutin virtue signaling, and I just thought it was kind of cool that Dana White said, no, I don't give a S who you are. I'm not here to virtue signal. If I want to make a charitable contribution to somebody and support somebody, I'll do it on my own.
And that's the right position to take.
Yeah, I agree.
Because, again, if you're tuning in the UFC, you're not tuning in for politics.
No, I don't think you're tuning into any sport, really. I mean, I'm not a big sports head. You're more invested in that than I am. But do you watch a football game because, you're curious as to what the league thinks about any given political issue?
In fact, quite the opposite. I've sworn off the NFL.
Oh, that's right. You stopped watching. Right. You don't watch any football at all. You don't watch the Super Bowl or anything
like that?
Watch
the Gunslingers.
You watch the Gunslingers, yes.
Because they don't virtue signal or do any of that crap with the Gunslingers.
Right.
There's not going to be a BLM sign at the Gunslingers,
right.
And there's not going to be a gay night at the Gunslingers. None of that stuff. No. When they brought Bad Bunny in last year, the Super Bowl, they broke me. That's it.
Right.
They can have it. They can have all that they want.
I do appreciate, and this has been true for a few years, that the Texas Rangers don't do this.
Sure.
They've never had a pride night. They just had a faith and family night, I think. Mm-hmm. But when a lot of the leagues, a lot of the teams were going in that direction, the Texas Rangers said, no, we're not going to do it.
It's really hard for me to do that with the NFL because I would watch games that I had no interest in. In other words, I've always been a Cowboy guy, but I would watch the Eagles play the Dolphins. It was football, and I didn't care who was playing. I was going to watch it. But they just overloaded me with all the politics. They still got all the BLM crap on the end zones, on their helmets. The justice is right and might is right and white is wrong and all that crap white is wrong. All that crap that they push through the NFL, I've got no interest in that. I could care less.
This is why Disney has taken so many hits. They kind of had a hit with the Pixar thing and the Toy Story, but I mean, a lot of the crap that the movie studios, the big studios, have been pumping out is the preachy stuff, the woke stuff is failing miserably at the box office. I just think I agree with what Elon said years ago, go woke, go broke. And people are just tuned out by this stuff. They're done with it. Now, the typical idiots love it, and you know who I'm talking about, the trannies themselves and liberal a-holes and socialists and stuff like that. They love all this stuff. But as something for the general public to consume, I think people are done, man.
The Super Bowl this year, they gave 2 middle fingers to people like me.
Bad Bunny, right.
Through Bad Bunny, who that entire thing was set up to be, hey, I hate you. And it's the same thing. The NFL did the same thing that Popovich did here.
Right.
They said, we hate you. guys like you.
Right. Oh, yeah, well, I used to say that. Yeah, I go to the games. It's like,
right.
that guy hates my guts.
That's right. And that's what I see when I turn on the NFL right now.
Right.
And I'm a huge NFL guy. But I can't stand it right now because of that very reason. They hate me. So,
yeah, Kelsey Grammer was on Jesse last night saying, it's so unfortunate that, it became such a popular thing with these people to hate America. But, of course, we know why they do it. And we've been talking about that all morning.
Virtue signaling, of course.
Well, also the overall plan,
well, sure.
Yeah.
All right, take a quick break. I want to tell you about my friends over at Bjorn's, just Bjorn's. They are the home technology experts talking about sports. If you really love sports and you want to see sports in all of its facets, or if you're a movie person and you love that too, or whatever, your friends over at Bjorn's, they have these stadium experience TVs, and I'm talking about indoor and outdoor TVs, indoor and outdoor audio too. Isn't that great? You can be outside enjoying all your favorite music and all your favorite TV stuff. You're not even looking at a speaker hanging on the back of your wall. No, you can't even tell that there's speakers anywhere. Bjorn's can do all that for you. And they have over 50 years of experience at taking care of people just like you and me. In fact, I started to do business with them 50 years ago. I bought my first big screen TV from them. Remember those? They were big, bulky cabinets. God, they were ugly. Oh, man. But, hey, at the time, it was the best thing going. And I tell you right now, Bjorn's has the latest and the greatest, and they always have, with custom home technology solutions, whole home automation, home theaters, home networking, and a beautiful state-of-the-art showroom for you to stop in and see today and talk to your home technology experts at Bjorn's, 281 in Bitters, just Bjorn's.
550 KTSA and FM 1071 is proud to support San Antonio-based nonprofit Soldiers Angels during Operation Appreciation. Now through the 4th of July, we'll be collecting care package items to ship to deployed service members around the world. Monetary donations are welcome to cover shipping costs. Get complete details now at KTSA.com. Presented by Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC. And in part by Window World, the Institute for Functional Health, Big State Financial, here in Texas, and Connecticut.
Sounds like a complicated process, but it's not. It's answering some questions. It's setting up exactly what you want to have happen with your stuff, everything you worked so hard to have, and you want to leave it to the people you want to leave it to. Voller Law Firm specializes in helping families avoid probate, avoid guardianship, protect assets from lawsuits and predators, preserve your privacy, and keep family wealth intact for generations. You know how hard you worked for it. Make sure that you leave it exactly how you want it. Your spouse becomes incapacitated, by the way, and you need to sell your home without proper planning. You could be forced into a costly, court-supervised guardianship process. Avoid that. Get with Jim Voller. When you pass away, your children may have to go through probate court unless you've structured your estate correctly. Even worse, and this happens a lot, their inheritance could be exposed to future divorces, lawsuits, or creditors if it's not protected the right way. VOELLER law.com. VollerLaw.com, or give them a call, 210-338-6983. 210-338-6983.
Have you noticed getting in and out of the shower isn't quite as safe and easy as it used to be? Hi, Trey Ware here. For many San Antonio homeowners, the bathroom is one of the most important places to improve safety and comfort at home. And that's why New Bath Today has joined with Safe Showers and Bathwise to continue serving local families. Whether you're looking for a safer walk-in shower or an easier-to-use bathroom, New Bath Today can help you stay comfortable and confident in your own home. Right now, qualified buyers can get $0 down, 0% interest, and no payments for 24 months. Plus, New Bath Today will provide a free quote that's good for up to 1 year, so you can lock in today's price and decide when the time is right for you. Get your free quote today at newbathtoday.com. Newbathtoday.com. Get this special deal right now, a free quote that's good for up to 1 year. Lock in today's price and do it when the time is right for you. Newbathtoday.com.
It's 250 for America's 250th with Crestview RV. Brand new travel trailers for just $250 a month with approved credit on select models and terms. Visit any of the 4 Crestview RV locations for details. Find a way to get away. CrestviewRV.com. Offers end July 4th. Restrictions apply.
You know, I didn't realize how much I was missing out of life. Conversations with Nancy, my wife, and all my granddaughters' conversations too. Well, if you're turning up the TV or missing out on life as well, I've been there. Do what I did. Go see Dr. Sally at Here in Texas.
I'm Dr. Sally. We're proud to serve veterans and now accept TRICARE for active duty, retired military, and their families.
At Here in Texas, they don't just sell hearing aids. They listen to you. They test you. They explain, and then they come up with a solution that works for you. And now you can feel connected like I do.
Every day you wait is another moment missed, another memory you can't fully hear. We offer advanced diagnostics, personalized treatment, flexible financing, and now expanded coverage through TRICARE to make better hearing possible for everyone.
You'll hardly be able to get the big smile off your face, so call them today. 830-360-2000 or visit hereintx.com.
Here in Texas, HEAR, we listen so you can hear.
Summer is the perfect time to refresh your home with beautiful new floors from Pride Floors. From luxury European oak to waterproof vinyl plank, all backed by a lifetime labor warranty. Visit our showroom today or visit our website at pridefloors.com.
It's just as friendly and a little cooler. Introducing nonstop flights to Toronto with Air Canada from San Antonio International Airport. See fares and start booking at aircanada.com.
Want to upgrade your ride and help Texas students? Here's your chance. Every year, Texas Yes sets up thousands of students for success with school supplies, literacy programs, and classroom grants. Enter the Drive Away for Education drawing sponsored by Ansira Auto Group, and you could drive off in a brand new car, truck, or SUV. Plus, don't miss our weekly drawings. Every dollar goes straight to Texas schools and students. Grab your tickets right now at texasyesproject.org.
Upgrade your cookout game this July 4th at Lowe's. Save $50 on a select Pit Boss DX Smart Electric Smoker, now just $249. Valid through 6/24 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Right now, with the purchase of a Connecticut, you receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station at your kitchen sink. Call Connecticut and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
KTSA News brought to you by Stevens Roofing.
The Hill Country's Camp Mystic is filing for bankruptcy. The camp lost 27 kids and counselors during last year's deadly flood on the 4th of July. 3 Bexar County Sheriff's deputies all on leave after a shooting last night on the west side. The person shot was said to be roaming a neighborhood with small samurai swords. Details right there on KTSA.com. And the World Cup continues in North America. Mexico hitting the pitch again tonight. We'll see what's happening coming up 10 o'clock. KTSA News Time is 9:34.
Good morning. We did clear one of our trouble spots. This report sponsored by RockAuto.com. 1604 westbound at Judson. The wreck is cleared. Still working this accident on the northwest side on I-10 westbound as you approach De Zavala. Left lane blocked. A little bit of stop and go from Wurzbach. A bent tire rod can quickly bring a drive to a halt. For the parts needed to get back on the road, visit RockAuto.com. Find a wide selection of quality parts at reliably low prices delivered right to your door. All the parts your car will ever need, Rock Auto. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
You're going to want to stay well hydrated if you've got to do anything strenuous today. It'll be partly sunny and hot with a high of 93. There'll be a steady evening breeze. It becomes cloudy tonight, remaining warm. The low 74 along the Riverwalk and 71 in Hill Country. Sunshine returns after a cloudy start to Thursday, the high of 94. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina with your KTSA Stevens Roofing AccuWeather forecast.
Up to 81 degrees with a real feel of 93 at San Antonio's severe weather station. I'm Christian Blood. Stay connected with News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 1071.
It's at 9:36.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to run through a whole bunch of sound because the Democrat Communist Party came to fruition last night. It had been born before, but it really was not out like it is now. And so the people who are just rank politicians who want to be in power in the Democrat Party, but also those who can read tea leaves, are now rushing to the communist way. Don't call it socialist. Don't call it DSA, Democratic Socialists of America. Don't call it that. It's not socialism. It is out and out communism. Here's one guy that doesn't agree with it. His name is John Fetterman.
Yeah, no, I mean, the kind of people that are trying to run out of office. I mean, they're just good traditional kinds of Democrats you would have expected in New York City now, and now this has just become it's just been the dancing days of the dirtbag left. With some of these candidates are outrageous. You have candidates they abolish ICE, abolish the police, abolish the border.
I've been going through all of that this morning, talking about exactly everything that they are abolishing. And here is Cory Booker last night saying, hey, I love the communists in our party.
Given that, what did you make of your fellow Democratic Senator John Fetterman today when he was asked about these New York primaries? He said the dirtbag left is surging, I believe is how he described it.
Again, for me, if you want to heal a country, you can't be picking fights. I think we need to understand that our party is not homogenous. One of the things that makes the Democratic Party great is it's a big tent party. We need to stay that way. Wow. The focus has got to be the November election.
No,
just naive and out of touch.
This is Ro Khanna commenting on it.
But I do believe that this shows two things. First, Mamdani is a star.
Mamdani is a star.
Dismissing him is just naive and out of touch. He is one of the 5 most consequential Democrats in the nation right now.
He's going to run in 28, y'all.
And people should treat him with respect. And the second thing is that the progressive movement is on the ascendancy in the
Not progressive, dude. It's communism.
House of Representatives and across the country. And the idea of just saying, oh, this is New York, is just not true. We've been winning in Pennsylvania, in New Jersey, in Michigan, in Maine. And this is really where the energy of the party is.
He's right.
I gave a name to that spirit that has been moving in New York City. I said it was solidarity.
This is Brad Lander. He won last night.
I said it was the force we need to vanquish our biggest foes. And I don't mean Wemby and the Spurs. Solidarity is the force that we need to vanquish Trump's fascism.
And replace it with our fascism.
To abolish ICE. And to stand up to the billionaires who are rigging our economy. Again.
Actually, the billionaires are funding what they're doing. The billionaires are backing them and writing the checks for them. Billionaires like Soros, this couple that lives in the Hamptons in a $10 million mansion, and on it goes. But, at least Mamdani, he knows where to give credit, right?
I have stood next to Daria Lisa, and I have said, our next congresswoman. And I've said these words in the way that many of us will say, inshallah.
Here we go.
In the beginning, we hope, but we don't know how close it is. And the closer and closer we get to the day, the more that we believe. And now that language of hope is a language of fact.
Inshallah, which means praise be to Allah. Inshallah, which is what they're all about, praising Allah for what happened last night. Okay, so let's just do a couple of more.
Could I say something just about that?
Yeah, of course.
I think it's interesting because my takeaway from last night is that, you have two forces. This is where I say we're coming down to a battle royale between these people and MAGA, because Donald Trump taps your shoulder, more than likely you're going to win an election. What the Democrat establishment learned last night is that Mamdani taps your shoulder, more than likely you're going to win an election. So to me, it's like these are the two political forces that are going up against each other in this moment we're in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. Democrat Senator Lisa Blunt, Rochester, said this.
Where has socialism ever worked, Senator?
Is that another question, or is that for the next interview?
That's definitely for you. You said fish doesn't work everywhere. I just want to know one place where socialism has been beneficial.
Well, when you have me come back on, we can talk about all the races across the country.
So she won't answer where has it worked because it has not worked. It hasn't worked anywhere. And here is Daria, who won in New York last night.
To keep fighting the fights that we have.
Is Mike Johnson talking? Well, then I'll go back to her. Let's go to Mike Johnson right now, Speaker of the House.
I'm so disturbed this morning. Y'all know me. I'm a happy warrior. I like to be optimistic and happy. This is a very disturbing trend. Visitors around the world marvel at what our system of free enterprise has built, while rising socialist, Marxist, Democrat candidates are trying to tear the system down. That's what they told you in their campaign speeches. That's what they want to do. They want to tear it down. House Republicans are standing in the gap. We are not going to let that happen. And we had all the Republicans gathered up this morning, and I gave them the best locker room speech I can muster, because now is the time. We know America is not perfect. It has never been. But we've been in a gradual process of making a more perfect union for almost 250 years now. We're going to continue that. America's created more prosperity. It's lifted more people out of poverty. It's expanded more opportunity and innovation than any other country in the world. It's not even close. This is the greatest nation in the history of the world. It's not even close. Look at any objective factor. You hear me say it all the time. We're the most free, most successful, most benevolent, most prosperous nation that's ever been. And it's not by happenstance. It's because we're built on very firm foundational principles that the Marxists and the socialists have disdain for. What are the principles of America? I mean, it's not a rhetorical question. You all should be able to answer it. Things like individual freedom, limited government, the rule of law, peace through strength, fiscal responsibility, free markets, human dignity, the sanctity of all life. Why? Because it's articulated in the nation's birth certificate and in the Declaration. It says right there in the second paragraph. We hold these truths to be self-evident. What is a self-evident truth? It's something you have to know. It's obvious. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal. It does not say just born equal. It says created equal by someone. And it's our Creator, God, who gave us our inalienable rights. Among those rights, life, liberty, pursuit of happiness. Such a profound statement. When they did that 250 years ago, they were saying something, the bold proclamation of a self-evident truth. And the implication is that every single person is made in the image of that Creator, because the guys that wrote that, the men that wrote that, the founders that wrote it, were students of Scripture, and they understood, because everybody's made in the image of God, it means every single person has inestimable dignity and value. And your value is not related in any way to the color of your skin or what zip code you live in or what your talents are. It's all irrelevant. Your value is inherent because it's given to you by God. The Marxists and the socialists do not believe what I just told you. They don't believe it. Marxism, Karl Marx, his philosophy begins with a premise that there is no God. The state is the God. The state is the one that gives you your rights. And guess what? When the state gives you all your rights, the state can take the rights away. Nobody's telling all these little young self-described socialists, oh, we'll give you free stuff, but you're going to have to give up your freedom to go along with it. They don't tell them that. This thing's going to crash and burn. It always has throughout history. And the lesson of the 20th century alone is that tens of millions of innocent people have died because of these crazy, quixotic notions. We have to stand for freedom. We got to stand for America. We got to stand on the 250th birthday with greater conviction, clarity, and consistency than we ever have. I'm glad that millions of visitors here for the World Cup see that. I'm glad they got a little timely reminder. They've given us one. All our faults and disagreements aside, America's filled with the most decent and faithful people. This grand experiment in self-governance has worked because we have adhered to the foundations, and we have to defend them. And that's what the Republicans are doing right now. We're defending the foundations of the greatest country in the history of the world, not against your father's Democrat Party, but now against the Marxists. And we're ready for the fight. I'm telling you, the House Republicans are fired up for this. We're going to win this midterm election. We're going to maintain the beacon of hope and freedom and opportunity that this country has always been. Indeed, as our first Republican president Lincoln said, and as Reagan repeated, America is the last best hope of man on the earth. I'm up to fight. These guys are up for the fight. This chairman's up for the fight. All our colleagues are. I'll take a few questions.
All right. That is Speaker Mike Johnson. Well, I hope he's correct. Now, I don't have any faith and confidence in the Republicans that they're going to do anything about this, but we'll see. With so many drive-through investment firms out there on every street corner, how do you know who you can trust with your hard-earned money? Money that you go to work for every single day. You want it to go to work for you now, right? But who's going to do that for you the best way possible? Well, Wealth Watch Advisors, they're a different kind of planning firm. They focus on a whole lot more than just investments. There's a whole lot more involved in that. You got tax mitigation you got to be thinking of, estate and legacy planning, retirement income mapping, meaning for the next 30, 35 years, where is your money going to come from and how are you going to get it? Insurance concerns. There's so much more that you have to think about, and that's exactly what they do at Wealth Watch Advisors. They are fiduciary advisors, and they truly take time to listen to you, figure out what's going on with all of your various income opportunities, and put it together in a plan that works for you. No cookie-cutter plans or programs from Wealth Watch Advisors. Each individual plan is customized for you. Have a quick conversation with them today at 210-249-5360 and talk with them and see if they're the perfect fit for you. I did that not that long ago, and I love these folks at wealthwatchadvisors.com. This message is a paid endorsement. Investment advisory services are offered through Wealth Watch Advisors, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Investing involves risk, and past performance does not guarantee future results. Partly sunny with a high of 93 today. Right now, 79 KTSA.
Good morning. Still working that trouble spot on I-10. This report sponsored by Vione. I-10 westbound approaching Dezavala. It's an accident. Left lane, a little bit of stop and go from Wurzbach. 35 northbound, that connector to get onto westbound 410. Connector ramp closed with road work. Swallowing random supplements and hoping for the best? Bold strategy. Viome creates custom supplements based on what your body actually needs. Start with a simple at-home test. Go to Viome.com. Use code RADIO. That's Viome.com. Use code RADIO today. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
If you're looking for a bank to help your family and all of your financial goals and needs, I recommend to you Amegy Bank. Nancy and I deal with Amegy almost on a daily basis. We have several personal accounts that we have at Amegy Bank, and we have business accounts. In fact, we just opened up a brand new one and funded it yesterday, and I was online yesterday. It's so easy. In my computer, in my studio at home, I'm setting this thing up, and I'm logging in, and I'm setting up all the stuff for it, and then she funded it a little bit later on, and well, Amegy, they're just easy to work with. They are the best anywhere when it comes to family banking. We chose them about 15 years ago because of their dedication, their commitment to families here in the state of Texas, and they really saved us a lot of money on our home mortgage by refining. This is, they'll do that for you too. So whether it's a mortgage, it might be a home loan to do some work around your house, whatever it is, or if you have a family business or a dream of a family business, sit down like we did with your Amegy banker and discuss it with them, because I know they've got a program available for you that's going to help you out a bunch. I got that from experience at Amegy Bank, the go-to bank for SBA loans in the state of Texas. Amegy N.A., member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Need a new AC? Right Home Services has a complete install, up to 3 tons, for just $89.99. It's Martin Bomba from the KTSA Rockin' Home Show. Call Right Home Services at 210-444-0000.
Hey, John, why so glum? I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the 3rd time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this. Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career. Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Did you really think Pure Talk was just going to sit back and watch America turn 250 years old without doing something awesome to celebrate? Of course not. That's why they're raising $250,000 for America's Warrior Partnership by the end of July. America's Warrior Partnership is on the front line of preventing veteran suicide. They've had extraordinary success, and here's how you can help. When you switch your cell phone service to Pure Talk this month, you'll be invited to round up to support America's Warrior Partnership. No pressure, but if you do, Pure Talk will match your donation dollar for dollar. And to further celebrate 250 years of our extraordinary democratic republic, Pure Talk is offering unlimited talk, text, and data for just $34.99 a month. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe. That's pound 250, say Mike Rowe. And happy birthday to us.
For a lot of people, just hearing the word dentist brings anxiety. Maybe you've been putting it off for years because of fear or because you're embarrassed. I get it. But Dr. Mark J. Williamson in San Antonio has built his entire dental practice around people just like you. At Dr. Williamson and Associates, you'll never be judged. You'll be cared for. His team listens, takes their time, and tailors every treatment to you. And if you're really anxious, Dr. Williamson offers IV sedation so you can literally sleep through your appointment and wake up with a healthy smile. Sometimes taking care of years of neglect in just one morning. So don't fear the dentist. Take that first step toward confidence and health. Right off Loop 410 and Cherry Ridge. Call 210-341-2569 or visit mjwdental.com. That's mjwdental.com.
When you talk, we listen. Thanks for taking my call. Where your voice is part of the conversation. Can't wait to hear more. News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 1071.
951, Ware and Rima with Jack Riccardi, KTSA, and here is Van Jones on CNN last night.
City matters because the two most exciting left-wing candidates are here, AOC and Mamdani, but also this is the stronghold for the establishment, Schumer and Hakeem Jeffrey. This is a battle between the establishment and this insurgency, and the roof is collapsing on the Democratic Party establishment tonight.
the roof has collapsed on them, Jack, I would say, and that if there was such a thing as a moderate in the Democrat Party, they don't exist anymore because they're going to run all to the super left, and they're all going to become communists before it's over with.
Well, first of all, let's say greeting, comrades.
I like the red shirt.
Your work shall set you free.
Mm-hmm.
And the moderate of the Democratic Party now is AOC.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
That's correct.
I mean, if you think about it, she's not even in the vanguard anymore. She's white. She's, not a lesbian. She's not, too anti-Israel. She might be primaried. Who knows? But yeah, Schumer's a dead man walking now. He'll be primaried probably by her. She'll run for president in 2028.
So will Mamdani.
Like Van Jones said, this is a repudiation of not only the New York Democratic leadership, but the national Democratic leadership. I think he said in that interview that he regards this as nationalized,
yes.
Which I agree with. The proof will be what they do in November, but they've taken a big step in a direction that a lot of countries throughout history have taken, and it's not ended well.
And Jack, we went live to Mike Johnson just a few minutes ago, and he was very impassioned, about fighting this socialist horde. Trey and I both agree that socialism is kind of a soft word for what it actually is. I think we both had the same reaction, and like big talk, but not a lot of faith that Republicans are really up to fighting this battle. What do you think?
Well, okay. First of all, it has to be fought by Democrats. Before it can be fought by Republicans.
Right.
This is their deal. This is their primary. You cannot overstate how incredible it is that Mamdani beat the establishment in all three races. I was saying yesterday morning, he'll be able to brag if he wins one of these races. So in the first place, they've got some big time decisions, but and Fetterman is calling them out on that, I think. But yeah, no, I don't know if the because I don't know if capitalism has a good ad agency. I don't know if capitalism has a Don Draper. Socialism is a huge head start with younger people, and whatever you want to call it, Marxism, socialism, communism, because it's been marketed to them for a long time, and capitalism is in the background apologizing and tripping over itself. So how do you compete when you're not selling your version of events? I think the tough talk has to be backed up by some, quantitative stuff.
Socialism is cool. In other words,
it's cool, but it also when their slogan is "workers deserve more."
Correct.
What do you want to be, the people that say workers deserve less?
Exactly.
So you have to make the case for what you're doing, and you have to do it. I think half the problem with Republicans is they don't govern like they talk.
No.
And I'm not saying this about Mike Johnson necessarily, but a lot of them can say the right stuff and stand with Trump, quote unquote, but their heart's not in the fight.
Plus, you mean somebody's going to just give me money and I don't have to do anything for it? Somebody's going to say that if I go to work, I can't work more than 32 hours in a week. The military is going to go away, and they're finally going to seize the big businesses, and we're going to have open borders, no immigration laws, and no.
I saw a great meme that said, it showed a picture of a little Chevy Aveo, one of those little two-cylinder micro cars, and the car was saying, I would be a lot faster if there weren't Lamborghinis.
Right, and that is it.
That resentment notion is what you're up against. I'm not doing well. I'm unhappy. I don't have the things I want because somebody else has mine.
And so we got to go take it from them to give to them, which, as that Senator Randolph was asked this morning on CNBC, name one place where it's worked. And she, hey, listen, I'll come back another time and we'll have a conversation.
Right.
Because you can't point to one. You cannot point to one place where it's worked.
It's kind of like trying to point to a city where gun laws have worked and reduced gun violence. You can't really look at any model city or state where socialism has actually worked.
Jack, I think this is real. I don't think this is a fly-by-night thing. I don't think it's a deal where, hey, man, it's not that big of a deal. We can just continue on the way we always have. No, this is the real deal. And more of these guys. I guarantee you, Hans Jeffries, he's going to be communist by the time the day is over today, because he's just an opportunistic politician. And half of the others that are the same way, that Ro Khanna said, this is a remaking of the party. He's absolutely right. It is a remaking of the party. The Democrat communists are Marxists of America.
Unless Trey, because they're totally feckless and they have no core. If these candidates that last night were nominated lose, or if they only can win in deep blue places like California and New York and they get crushed everywhere else, then there will be this, we made a mistake, we can't do this. It won't be a philosophical admission of error. It'll be a tactical admission of error, and they'll cannibalize themselves and have a circular firing squad and have another postmortem like they did. And so the only hope I have is that parties are built to win. They don't care about principles. They're not think tanks. And if this doesn't win for them, they will not want it.
Well, and you're right, and you mentioned AOC running in 28. That's probably true, but don't count out Zoran either in 28.
Sure.
Zoran Mondani, I think he's I think they will find a way to put him up there in 28.
I hope people are also noticing how fast he's risen, and nobody does that on their own.
Yep.
So there is obviously a big-time cult behind him.
And lots of money. Lots of money. Jacket 60's up next.
Spread the love. Don't